Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, May 14th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. Happy Mother's Day. We have a nice little nightcap here on Mother's Day 2023. NHL playoffs. We're in the West second round. Game number 6. The Vegas Golden Knights lead 3-2 over the Edmonton Oilers. And we got the Golden Knights versus the Oilers. Live reactions and watch party with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. The Cardinals are on TV right now on ESPN. This is Sarah's team and John's team. They've been struggling, a lot at the beginning of the year. But as of late, they have actually started to turn it around. And a big homer by Nolan Arenado, and you guys are rolling right now. This is good to see. Because, when you have Pujols and you have Yardy or Molina, and, you end up being one of the top teams in the division, a playoff team, and then you start off with injuries, and then you're in last place. I don't care who you are, to go from being like a contender and then to be in last place or second to last place, it's tough, for any fan, especially because the Cardinals are traditionally a good team. They have been rolling, but you would think, against the Red Sox, you should beat them, right? You should beat them. But the way that the season has gone, if you guys would have played maybe a month ago, you probably would have lost this game. So 9-1 Cardinals over the Red Sox. We're in the top of the 8th. And as soon as the game is over on ESPN, then we're going to transfer over to the matchup. Got a lot of really good pictures here as well. Michael in the building. How are you? Let's go. And let's go through some of the photos that we have prepped. I had to make sure we had a fire thumb there. And I got plenty of Connor McDavid. All right. So this is the first matchup of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers that I've been able to do. I've been able to do almost every matchup so far in the NHL playoffs, but this is one of them. And I'm actually kind of excited for this matchup to be able to see Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel, Captain Jack, on Vegas. So, once you start getting invested, you really want to be able to look at the superstars. And obviously, I need to check out the goalies and how they're going to be able to match up. In this particular matchup, Vegas is up 3-2. I would assume Edmonton will have enough here to force Game 7 and win at home. The crowd should be electric, and this is the last Canadian team left in the NHL playoffs. Connor McDavid is a superstar, so I'm very excited. As you can see, I got plenty of photos lined up. We got some team ones here as well. Okay. And then Stuart Skinner. I assume that's going to be who they have start. I know he's been hot. He's been cold. He's been good. He's been bad. But I assume that's where they're going to go. They're not going to go Campbell unless they have to. So I got a couple cool ones there. Anytime you can get the close-ups of the helmets is pretty cool for the goalies. And then let's flip it. And then let's go with the away team here with the Vegas Golden Knights, Captain Jack Eichel. I haven't seen, like I said, either one of these teams play too much during the regular season. I mean, I've seen some highlights and whatnot, but this will be like my first breakdown where I can really break down both squads. But I assume that this will go 7. And, Vegas at home will be very, very difficult to beat. Just like Dallas, when Seattle goes there tomorrow, it's not going to be easy. I mean, it literally is going to take a miracle to be able to get it done, but you never know. When you have superstars and you have, good goalie play, anything is possible. Look at how many I got. Captain Jack, and then Jonathan Quick. And then I got this really cool dope one with the Vegas goalies. I'm always going to go extra. I was going to say, I will start prepping maybe an hour, but I was so excited about this matchup, and I was already watching the Cardinals and the Red Sox. I've already been prepping since 5 p.m. Pacific time. So I feel that, if you put in more love and you put in more energy to anything that you're doing, it's going to end up looking a lot better. And the thumb took me a while. I was like, I got to be able to try to find good, player images instead of just like a selfie shot. Because sometimes, with the thumbs, you'll be able to find just like a selfie shot, like kind of a portrait, but obviously, as you can tell, when you can end up having action shots, for both, it just looks so much smoother, cleaner. I'm ready. I'm ready for this matchup, and I hope you guys are too. And like I said, a lot to talk about. John Morant flashing the gun on IG again. All right, going to be getting suspended again. Can you just go from like that kid that wore glasses in college, and that was chill instead of just being all crazy and wild. It's one thing if you have friends, and you like to be able to live like a rapper. It's one thing if you're living as a rapper, either a fake rapper or a real rapper from the hood, and flashing guns and, doing that type of thing. You might be able to get away with that as a rapper. But when you're an NBA athlete or in the NFL or the MLB or the NHL, not only are the teams looking at you, your team is looking at you. Kids are looking at you. The organization is looking at you. The city of Memphis is looking at you. Tennessee is looking at you. Everyone is looking at you. So not a good look there. He needs to be able to be around better friends. And it's one thing, it's like if it's not even on his IG, it's on his friends. Does he think that he's untouchable, that they're not going to recognize? People know on social media where things float around. It's not going to take very long, even if it's on someone else's IG. If you're in the car dancing around listening, to Lil Durk or whoever they were listening to with the new album drop, and then you're flashing the gun, and he only did it briefly, but people are going to be able to see that. So unfortunate. And like I mentioned, I'm pretty good with predictions. And obviously with the Boston Celtics at Game 7, we know the Sixers are a good team, but when it comes down to Game 7 at home, sometimes it ends up being blowouts, and most of the time it's the home team that wins. It takes a very special performance. Now, if Embiid was the true MVP, like if he was literally like, the Jordan or the Kobe, then he would have ended up being the MVP in the regular season, and they would have been able to win that game on the road. But it shows you, even if you win MVP, being at home in that environment, Tatum, 51, Jaylen Brown, stud. Like I said, there's a reason why I don't need to watch every single game to be able to come up with predictions. Sometimes you just have to go back and look at the analytics and the history, and then you could be like, well, the Sixers played so good up to that point. I know, but that Game 7 with those fans cheering for you, it's a whole nother vibe. Like I said, you could have played that matchup 10 times between the Sixers and the Celtics, and the Sixers probably would have only won that matchup one time, maybe two. That's how tough it is. Even though the Sixers are very even with that team, it went 7. But sometimes when you get to Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, you kind of have a feeling on how things are going to go. And Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics were my choice at the beginning of the year. They were my choice at the beginning of the playoffs. And I said, barring injury. And then all of a sudden, Giannis got hurt. Then he came back a little bit too late, missed a bunch of free throws. The Bucks got eliminated. All right. Now we got the Nuggets, who I thought were going to make it on that side as well. But I was surprised the Lakers made it, but they've been hot. So it could be either one of those teams. It wouldn't surprise me. I would say Denver should be favored with the Joker based off the defense, and based off the rebounding and who they have. But I know the NBA, right? The NBA they desperately want Lakers Celtics for ratings, because they know if the Nuggets make it, the ratings aren't going to be as good, because no one gives a shit about the Nuggets except Nuggets fans, because they're kind of boring to watch. Sometimes, they can be up tempo, but a lot of times it's not really a fun team to watch, like the Lakers or like the Warriors or the Celtics or the Sixers or the Bucks. They're not that mold. They're kind of like a poor man's version of the Spurs, but not as exciting as even them when they had Tony Parker, Ginobili, Duncan, and even for a year they had David Robinson. So for me, like I said, people always wonder how I'm able to come up with predictions. Some of it is common sense. You know what I mean? That you have to look at the analytics and, look at that. But one thing I will say, I knew the Celtics were going to win. I didn't know it was going to be by that much of a blowout. That's a little bit embarrassing, because that's the last game the Sixers are going to be thinking about, obviously going into the offseason, how they were close, but as you can see in Game 7, not close enough. And sometimes you think you're good enough to hang, but when you lose 112-88 and you give up 51 to Tatum, the writing is on the wall. Boston is the better team. I think Boston is the best team that's overall left. I would like to see, Boston, I guess, in the Lakers. That would be as far as like outsiders looking in, that looks like it would be probably the funnest to watch, because you're either rooting for the Lakers or Celtics, or you're rooting against them. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. You either love the Lakers, you hate them. You love Boston, or you hate them. And for me, I love Boston. I hate the Lakers more in that set. You know what I mean? But I still respect their team. I still respect their players. But if I had a choice between the Celtics and Tatum winning with Brown or LeBron and AD, I'm going fucking Celtics all day. They already felt the pain of losing to the Warriors last year. And like I said last year, sometimes you got to crawl before you walk. Sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth and take that L and then come back the next year. And maybe some of the teams in the West may not be as good, or maybe it's a favorable matchup. And I do think the Celtics could win either one, Nuggets or Lakers, but still they have to get past the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat plays the Sixers and Celtics very well. So don't be surprised if Jimmy Buckets takes that Miami Heat team to 6 or 7. I would assume it'll be Celtics in 6. And with the Nuggets and Lakers, I don't know. It could be Nuggets in 6, it could be Lakers in 6, or we could get a game 7. I think that one is a little unpredictable, because if they can get the Joker in foul trouble, it's a whole nother ball game. And then also if Anthony Davis or LeBron goes down with an injury or the supporting cast doesn't do as well, we don't know. We will have to wait and see. But happy Mother's Day, y'all. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and I'm ready for this matchup. And I'm just happy that there's at least something on, for us to be able to cover. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of action going on. And so this is really the nightcap, the last thing. And we're in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals, Sarah's Cardinals up 9-1. What a good Mother's Day for you, and for John as well. And you were like, I'm not going to watch this team anymore. And then as soon as you said that, within the last few weeks, and then obviously breaking it down with the last few days, I don't want to watch this team. Now they're starting to win. So now it's like you can't give up on the team. You got to keep watching. And it means more when they start turning it around. It's like when you suck, and then you start turning it around. It really does make you feel good instead of just being like a fan of a bandwagon team and they always win. And you don't know what it feels like to have the heartache, the heartbreak, just like the amount of suck that is with the team at the moment. But awesome. I'm really happy that you guys are able to turn it around. Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready. Very hot day here in Oregon. The AC unit is in. Me and Paisley got to spend some time together. Took her for a walk in the dog park. It's our favorite new place to go because there's a river right along the dog park on the trails. They have a couple enclosed dog areas where you can let them loose on the park desk in an open field and have them interact with other dogs. Then there's this really cool bridge that goes into the forest right next to the river. And there's a little creek with water and it just kind of little mini rapids. It's like me and Paisley's spot. So it's really nice to be able to go there for an hour and just kind of let loose and be able to get that in before it ended up getting too hot today. But here in Oregon, oh my God, how hot is it? 90? It's got to be hotter than that. Let me take a look here. What do we got? It was 92 yesterday, 90 today, 88 tomorrow, 86 Tuesday, 89 Wednesday, 87 Thursday. It's a little too much for us, but I'm ready to go. Let's get it, baby. Yeah, Arenado is on fire. Yes, sir. Tom is in the building. How are you? He said, go, Knights, go. What's good? How are you guys? All right, let's go through some of the photos here as well. And, I won't lie, it's like when I had to have some people help me, like Johnny, with the thumbs, even though it does take a lot of work, I didn't realize how much fun I actually have creating. Once I know all the secrets and all the tools to be able to give you a piece of my personality on my own and to be able, it does take time. It takes effort. There's a little frustration sometimes at times trying to find the right backdrop photo, trying to find the right logos that look good, trying to find the right images of the players, either in a portrait photo or an action shot like this. But I feel that it's really turned out well, and you can see that I can do anything from the NBA to the NHL and anything in between. This one turned out good. And let's go. Let's start it off with the Edmonton Oilers, and then we'll get into with the Vegas goal. And obviously it's Connor McDavid. I haven't got a chance to watch a full game in the playoffs with him yet on stream. This is my first. So I'm very excited about this. I know some people might not be into the NHL, but I feel with my channel, I can kind of give you that energy and that passion. And there's going to be people that are smarter than me on the NHL side, on the NASCAR side that can chime in. But I feel that it's a nice little journey that we can kind of go through together. And no matter what the photo is, it could be NASCAR, it could be NFL players, or even NHL players, but everything looks good on screen, especially if it's an HD or 4K photo. I am ready. And I got plenty of Connor McDavid to share. You just got to make sure you get the right ones. Let's go. I am ready. And then I got to get some team shots. Got to get those, right? You just got to put in that effort, right? And then we got Stuart Skinner. Ooh, I like that one. I assume that he's going to be starting unless they make a change to Campbell. Let's go. And then let's go here with the Vegas Golden Knights. And we got Captain Jack Eichel. It's going to be something that they're going to have to really rally around him. And we know that he's good enough to single-handedly take over the game, just like Connor McDavid. So exciting. Superstar on each side. Series is up 3-2. It's been definitely back and forth. They're trying to be able to, right now they're playing with house money, so they don't necessarily need to win this game. Of course, they would love to win it, on the road and not have to do it in Game 7 in front of their fans, just to move on and to be able to advance and then prepare themselves for more than likely Dallas that plays Seattle on Monday. I'm not going to be a bandwagon, but I'm telling you, the Kraken winning, on the road against Dallas is going to be so hard to do. I hope they can find a way, but the same thing is going to go for Edmonton. If they win this game, it's going to be very difficult to win in Vegas in Game 7. So I got Edmonton winning today, but I think that Vegas will have a good shot to close it up at home in Game 7. And I don't know what it is about Game 7s, but we've been getting a fucking lot of them. And then we got Jonathan Quick here, and they obviously have Thompson, Hill. They have a few others that they can kind of go through. This is a dope little Vegas goalie, little kind of collage that I found. I was like, ooh, this one's fire. Then we got some team shots of the team. Golden Knights. I got you. Let's go, baby. And here we are. Let's get it. Let's go. I am ready. Matt's in the building. How are you? What's good? Let's go. So we're just waiting for the Cardinals and the Red Sox to wrap up. That's on ESPN. So once that ends up getting over with, it'll transition right over to this matchup. So, like I said, breaking news, John Morant's an idiot. Let's flash a gun, get in trouble on IG. A couple months later, after he apologized and said, he won't do this type of behavior, did it again. I don't think the guy's ever going to learn. It's sad because if you think about his skill set as a player, he's a superstar. He's one of the best point guards in the league, one of the best, players in the league. And to be a guy that's like a private school kind of kid and then turn into this kind of like gangsta, type of figure. Again, you're not a rapper, bro. You're an NBA player. Kids look up to you. The city looks up to you. The NBA looks up to you. It's not a good look. Definitely doesn't. I mean, he's the one that's making the choices to do that, but he's got to have better friends that realize that, okay, you might be drunk, you might be, partying and whatnot, right? And just doing your own thing, or maybe you're sober and just stupid, but the other guy has nothing to lose. That's just your friend. You're probably paying him and hooking him up with gifts and money and, that lifestyle, right? You're the one that's in, the face of the media, and obviously if something happens to you, bye-bye money, bye-bye friends. So hopefully they figure that out. But am I surprised John Morant did that again? No, I'm not. So, it is what it is. Definitely needs a better friend group around him. Then we had the Celtics beat the Sixers at home, 112-88. Tatum with 51. No surprise. I predicted Boston was going to win Game 7, but not by that much. I mean, maybe by 10 to 12, but to do it by 24, that's embarrassing, right? And then we have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers coming up here in just a little bit. And then tomorrow we will have the Kraken going to Dallas, and we'll end up doing that matchup. And that matchup is going to be, let me see if they released the time yet. And we are playing at, have they released the time? 5 o'clock. Ooh, so I will have to probably do some prep tonight. I'll probably have to make the thumb tonight and prep tonight, because normally I won't even have access to in here until 4. I was hoping it would be on at like 6 or 7 o'clock, so I'd have a little bit more time. So 5 o'clock Pacific time, Kraken Stars. And again, most likely the Kraken is going to lose. But hey, I'm here for the season. I'm here for them, and I'm here going to see if we can pull off a miracle as well. So let's go. Let's get it, baby. And we're in the top of the 9th right now. Cardinals 9, Red Sox 1. So they're just trying to wrap this up, and then we'll get over to the game. Oh, it looks like it's on ESPN2. Okay, ESPN2, y'all. It just came up with a message, so let's go there. All right, ESPN, ESPN News, ESPNU, ESPN2, which should say X Games on your thing. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. ESPN2, y'all, if you're wanting to watch. Obviously, the Cardinals are already beating the brakes off the Red Sox, so let's get it. Early game. Yeah, I don't know if I like that as an early game, but maybe that'll suit Seattle a little bit better, early on. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to make I'm going to do all the preparations tonight, and I'll get everything unloaded from the Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights and everything loaded. So it'll take me a little bit after the stream is over, or I'll do it in the morning, but I'll probably just do it tonight, because I don't want to have to be rushing and then be late, especially for a Game 7 matchup. So, and then let's take a look at, let me look here. Look at the NBA schedule for the playoffs. We will do some NBA. So, all right, so nothing on Monday. And then Tuesday's Lakers Nuggets. But I feel that's kind of a boring series. Like, it's not going to get good until we go to the finals. And obviously, if the Lakers make it, the NBA, wants to make money. And if the Nuggets make the finals, not as much interest. Even if they're the number 1 seed and they got the Joker, it's just not a sexy team. You're not going to see them on SportsCenter top 10s. The Lakers, you either love them or you hate them, and they have more stars there and better role players, right? And then on Wednesday, we get Heat Celtics. That one is a little bit better because at least they have Jimmy Buckets, and then you got, obviously, their role players on top of Tatum and Brown and what they have. So to me, the better series to watch will be Heat Celtics, but, more than likely, it'll be Nuggets and Celtics in 6. But maybe the Lakers, based on how hot they've gotten, I wouldn't count the Lakers out of winning in 6 or 7 either. But with the Heat, I don't think they have a chance to get to Celtics. I think that the Heat can win 2 games, but that'll be about it. I think the Celtics are going to win that series in 6, and then it'll either be Nuggets and Lakers more than likely in 6. But I could see that going in 7. So let's go. So that's what we got going on, and then we'll be doing a lot of the playoffs, and then we'll sprinkle in a little bit of Mariners and Dodgers baseball as well, a little bit of wrestling, whatever we need to do. But here we are, baby. Let's go. Yes, I saw the interview with his mom that came up on there, which was very, very cool. And obviously with me being, half Japanese and half Czech, anytime I see Japanese athletes, I don't care if it's 10% Japanese, 15, 25%, 50%, it's just kind of cool to be able to see that representation on the highest level. And he's like a superstar now in Japan, which is very, very cool since the World Baseball Classic and whatnot. So let's go. Oilers, Golden Knights, Game 6. I'm excited. And then as far as the NHL schedule, let's look at that real quick moving forward, because I am interested on I need to do some Florida. I've been itching to do Florida. So we got Kraken Stars tomorrow at 5. Tuesday, we got possibly, let's see, Monday, Tuesday. So I click on Tuesday, and it says possibly the Oilers and Golden Knights. Maybe that's the late game, even though I clicked on Tuesday. Wednesday, nothing. It doesn't show anything else. So I guess we just have to wait until those will be all wrapped up at that point. All right, so it's on ESPN2. Skinner, let's go. Let's go, baby. Connor McDavid, let's get it, baby. Vegas Golden Knights, Edmonton Oilers, Game 6. Vegas up 3-2. Let's go. Connor McDavid. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Awesome. Love the energy I can't even believe it's taken me this long, to really get fully invested in the NHL. But hey, better late than never, right? And then, like I said, it's just being comfortable with, who you're watching. Oh, baby! Wow. Whoa. Are you kidding me? Just like that? 1-0 Vegas. Man, hockey does not disappoint. Like, as soon as you just get comfortable, then you get a goal. Like, my God. Golden Knights. Golden Knights are like, fuck this. We're trying to win now. Wow. And the way the series is gone, it's Golden Knights at home for the first 2. First game, they won 6-4. Then the Oilers won on the road in Game 2, 5-1. Then they had 2 games in Edmonton. Golden Knights won game 3, 5-1 on the road. And then the Oilers won at home in game 4, 4-1. So kind of back and forth of winning at home and on the road. And then obviously game 5 was in Vegas and they won 4-3. That one hurt for Edmonton. So obviously, we'll see on how this series goes. Edmonton hopefully should be able to force a game 7, but would it surprise me if Vegas wins this? No. Vegas is probably overall the team that most people think that is going to win this series. And Edmonton, this is the last Canadian team left in the NHL playoffs. I would like to see Edmonton win just for the simple fact to go to 7. And oh, yeah! Connor McDavid! Let's go! We go from Riley Smith to Connor McDavid. Wow. Wow, wait. All right, hold on. I got to get O'Reilly Smith. Wow, like that? 2 goals in 31 seconds. I like. Let's go, baby. 1-1 already. I mean, there's no other sport that's got this type of, energy right from the very gates. Like I said, in soccer, sometimes, you'll get goals early. But with the NHL, just the physicality of it, the smoothness of it, and the unpredictability of, shots getting deflected. Oh, good save. So Riley Smith with that first goal. We got to make sure we give the proper love. I see you. 1-0 by Riley Smith, unassisted, but we'll check to see if they end up changing that. And then obviously right after that, from 24 seconds in to 55 seconds in, Connor McDavid with the next one. And, man, we haven't really had a time to even settle in just yet. Connor McDavid assisted by Brett Kulak and Kane. 1-1. We're knotted up. Unbelievable. We'll see if we get Duskin here. Let's go, baby. Kulak and Kane with the assist. Well, this didn't disappoint. Like I said, there really wasn't anything else late at night. And there's always a time where I can do just like a regular stream, like let's just hang out. But I would always prefer to do a matchup, a game, and we can always chat on the side as well. Wow, unbelievable start. Riley's like, I got this. And then everyone got all excited. And then Connor McDavid says, hey, hold up. You forget about me? Don't forget. Don't forget. We didn't. Unbelievable. I was not expecting 2 goals within the first minute at 24 seconds in and 55 seconds in, but I love it. Let's go. And we'll go over the stats here, which there's not a whole lot to go over. Golden Knights have 2 shots on goal. Oilers have 1. Hits, Edmonton 4, Vegas 3. Faceoffs 1, 2 apiece. And we're already at 1-1 early in the first period. And then we'll see Captain Jack if he can get going as well. Unbelievable. Let's go. Brian in the building. What to do? Oh! Wow. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. Wow. Another goal from Edmonton. Let's go. I mean, not good for the goalies whatsoever. Like, this is looking pretty shitty right now for Skinner, right? And it's looking kind of shitty right now for Quick. But it's not Quick, it's Hill. That's what I thought. I had a feeling that they were going to switch that up. Aiden Hill is in there. We got to get a photo of him. 2-1 Oilers up on the Golden Knights. 16 minutes left in the first period. Might be a long day for the goalies. That's facts. How to play.
They've been successful when they have. When Edmonton gets goals from the bottom six, they rarely lose. And we knew that the top guys were going to have to be the ones to get the job done.
Brian's in the building. What's good? Sarah in the building. Matt in the building. I just love the energy with the NHL. It's infectious, man. But again, you have to have a connection to whatever you're watching. And the more that you know, players, teams, rules, of course, the more interesting it's going to be. If you don't have that knowledge, then a lot of people aren't going to be invested. But, even though there's a lot for me to still learn, I'm picking it up very quick. And like I said, it's not like I've never watched the NHL. I mean, hell, it used to be a big part of my life when I was a kid, and I used to play the video games a lot. Not only with the Sega Genesis with like NHL 94 and 95, but all the PlayStation 1, 2 games with the NHL, and then even beyond that. So it's a good way for you to catch up and learn about the league when you end up playing those video games. Madden, NBA Live, 2K, FIFA, NHL, MLB The Show. It's like you retain a lot of that information when you play those video games with the lineups, whether you notice or not. 2-1 Oilers. Woo! What a start in this matchup. Congratulations on that Cardinals win. Do we have any predictions for tonight's matchup? I know it's already 2-1 at this point, but what are we thinking? We thinking Vegas is going to be able to close the series out, or are you like me thinking that Edmonton's going to win, force Game 7? They may lose in Vegas in Game 7, but it feels like maybe that Edmonton can at least get to Game 7 like the Kraken did. But you know what? In this particular series, I would not be shocked if Vegas wins, because obviously the goalie play is kind of shitty on both sides. So, I mean, with Vegas winning or losing, I wouldn't be shocked. It's kind of even, and both teams have proven that they can win on the road already. So the goalie play is very suspect, as we can see. Aiden Hill, not very good job. Stuart Skinner, not that good of a job either. So I'm not really sure if it's going to come down to Captain Jack or Connor McDavid. I'm not sure if it's going to be Eichel or McDavid, but I mean, you're going to be able to get, some good play there, but it really is going to come down to the goaltending. And so far, it's not been that good. And then hopefully we can get some of the GOATs to come in. I did see William Byron ended up winning the NASCAR race, and there was a big wreck kind of towards the end of the race as well. A lot of them are going into overtime. Oh, what a save. Aiden Hill with the save. What a fucking start, yo. All right, so look at the stats here real quick, and we'll go over just a quick review if you just hopped in. So the game started off on a real fast note. Riley Smith unassisted, 24 seconds in. Like, I barely even got to say hello, and then we already had a goal. Then I had to kind of find the right particular photo. I was like, all right, well, at least I'll have time to kind of, soak this in. Nope. And then obviously 30 seconds later, 55 seconds in, after getting a goal after first 24 seconds, and you already know what it is, Connor fucking McDavid ended up scoring, right? Matched it up. Then it ended up being 1-1. And then right after that, maybe about 2 minutes past at 2:43, and then Warren scored. So I got to throw up a photo of Warren here as well. So give me 1 sec. But man, I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty good. I was like this, but then, okay, within the first like 3-4 minutes, we're already at 3 goals. I love it, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let me get a Warren photo up here.
And now an X Games bronze medalist from last summer, 16-year-old Yumeka Oda.
Yumeka's got it.
Okay, now I need to flip it back.
Starting off with a front feeble down the biggest rail on the course.
Now I got to go back to ESPN.
Yumeka just missed the podium here last year.
Now they went back to X Games. Boom, go there. All right, let's see if I can get a good one here.
Thinking about you, Michael. Also like to thank Phil LaFleur for his quick response in helping Michael while here in Edmonton. Face off to the left of Aiden Hill. Ryan McLeod will take the face off for Edmonton. Looking for his first postseason goal.
All right, baby, let's go.
McDavid and Drysdale. Warren Fogle did his part. His second postseason goal.
I saw that, Matt. I was thinking about you last night when I saw the news of that Ducks transfer. I did see that. It was like late last night they posted that. Yeah, Game 7's everywhere, you know, and I feel like in Major League Baseball, we're going to get that too. It just feels like a kind of a weird year where a lot of the underdogs are, you know, kind of being already counted out, but they're, you know, maybe the teams at the top are overhyped, overrated, whatever it is, whatever the circumstance, it makes for great sports when we get a lot of Game 7s, regardless if it's NBA or the NHL. Facts. Let's get to 100 and donos. Let's do it. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. 6 shots on goal for the Oilers, 4 for the Vegas Golden Knights. I found the Warren photo. I was looking for a good Warren photo, but I was like, all right, I got to make sure I get a good one here. Assisted by Derek Ryan and Ryan McLeod. All right, Warren. Nice job. 2-1 Oilers. All right, we got 8 shots on goal for the Oilers, 4 for Vegas. Nice save. And then we got 9 hits for Oilers. Vegas has 5. Faceoffs 1 were even, not enough, and then nothing on the side just yet. So.
But you look at what they've been able to do as they record. He said this morning to the media, he said our finish has not been what it usually is these last.
Let's go, baby.
But tonight, look for some unusual suspects. That was the term he used. And you look back to round 1 against LA, those game 5, game 6. That's when their depth scoring really showed. That's when they had guys up and down the line.
See what Captain Jack has got up his sleeve. At some point, it feels like more than likely he'll have a good opportunity to score. $12:20 left in the first period. Lots of action in this game 6. Oilers 2, Golden Knights 1. And then last night we had the XFL championship under the Rock and his ex-wife, Danny Garcia. How did the DC Defenders lose to a team that was 4-6 in Arlington? But, you know, obviously, you know, the playoff structure, they ended up knocking off one of the seeds, you know, into the playoffs that we thought was going to get there, you know, Houston, right? The Roughnecks. And we thought it was Roughnecks and Defenders were the 2 best. And I mean, how shitty of a feeling would it be to be 9-1, the best team all year in the XFL, and then get your ass kicked in the championship game? But I guess that makes it exciting for the fans of the XFL that, hell, you could be 4-6, get to the playoffs, get hot for a game or two, and maybe you win the fucking championship. So I did not watch the whole game, but when I saw the third or fourth quarter, I messaged Sarah after the stream, and I figured that she already saw that. But I always like to be a part of history, no matter what it is. So even if that means just tuning in for the last 5 minutes of the game, at least I got to see something, of the game live instead of just like a highlight reel. 11:45 left in the first period.
Early in this game, we're not seeing that super line, the McDavid Draisaitl from Jay Woodcroft. I think that's a testament to the depth of Vegas and knowing that if he loads up too early, it creates a weakness somewhere else.
You just got to be able to do things, in moderation, on whatever you're doing. Research, writing, game planning with everything, reading. You just got to make sure you give yourself the right time and, don't stress out too much, You can do what you can do, and you got to take breaks too. I mean, like for me, like I'm sports 24/7, but there is a time where I have to, walk away from it. I mean, it's a huge part of my life. You guys know this. It's my legacy. It's my life. I mean, I wouldn't have invested in a Michael Jordan rookie card if I didn't believe in myself, but, you got to be able to, get those other things in your life, get outside, spend time with the pets and the animals, family, friends, listen to music, eat a little bit better, make sure you're getting some exercise outside. There's a lot of things that can really help. And then also for me, being able to tap into other things like, history, discovery, Nat Geo. I mean, those are always things that, I can watch any program on there, and then, Alaska related or anything like on the water related, like swamp people or wicked tuna. And I'm good. Like my life is good at that point. You just got to be able to find those things that make you happy. Or, I can watch stuff from the 80s, cartoons and shows that I used to watch, and that'll make me happy too. Sometimes those little, pieces of happiness are out there. You just have to know where to get them. 2-1 Oilers over the Golden Knights. 10 minutes left in the first period, and this has been fucking awesome. Riley with the first goal. I see you. Connor McDavid with the second. I see you. I see you, Connor. He said, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And then, obviously, we got Warren with the third. 2-1 Oilers. Electric start. Nine shots on goal for the Oilers, only 5 for Vegas. And the damn page on the Gamecast keeps doing the fucking like the advertisements and whatnot, which is hella annoying. Hits, Oilers 11, Vegas at 7, and faceoffs 1. It's pretty even. Oilers up by 1, 7-6 over Vegas. Good first period so far. Lots of action. Now we just need Captain Jack to be able to get on the board for Vegas and knot this game up. Vegas leads the series 3-2. And I know that they would love just to put an end to Edmonton so that way they can just move on and prepare and get more rest for Dallas, more than likely. I mean, Seattle fans are hoping that we can pull off the miracle. But again, Game 7's, like if Edmonton wins this game, it's going to be very difficult for them to win Game 7 in Vegas. And obviously the Kraken play tomorrow on the road in Game 7. It's going to be a lot harder than that Colorado matchup. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, we could end up getting Edmonton winning, on the road in Game 7 if they win this, and Seattle could win, Game 7. But also when you look at these Game 6s, Game 7s, and you look how the series has gone, in most cases in the NHL playoffs, you're not really seeing a lot of the teams win 2 games back-to-back. Sometimes you do, but usually it's kind of back and forth, one win and then back and forth. One team wins. And a lot of times you're going to end up stealing that Game 1 on the road. You've been seeing that pretty often. in these playoffs, not only on the NHL side, but on the NBA side. Like those are really the key ones. Game 1, Game 5, and then obviously once you get to Game 6, Game 7, very important. 8 minutes left in the first period. We'll see if Aiden Hill can do a better job than possibly Jonathan Quick would have done. But it's not been pretty just yet. And the same thing goes for Stuart Skinner. Offsides.
William Carey had an opportunity here to even up the score. He pushes the pace with his speed.
Oh, that would have been sweet right there, just the wraparound. Big pads there. Oilers, 1984. Wow, look at that history. Yeah, hopefully we can get some people. I'm going to be here. You know, obviously everyone has kind of wrapped up a lot of the festivities, I feel. You know, I'm going to grind it out no matter what. You know, that's just what I do, no matter what the event is, from baseball to hockey to whatever it may be. But, you know, maybe some people, you know, aren't invested in this particular series as much. But, I mean, if you are a fanatic of sports, I mean, there's really nothing else on, you know, as far as like there might be other TV shows that are going on. But as far as sports, I mean, there's only a little bit of baseball, I believe, or maybe baseball's done now. I don't even know if there's any more baseball games. I believe that Cardinals Red Sox matchup was the last one, wasn't it? So, but I still think we can get there. We just got to, you know, have, all it takes is one person to turn things around, you know. But hopefully we get some people to come through. And then we get our first dono on our dono train going within, you know, sooner than later, and then that'll definitely help too. So. I'm looking at the schedule to see what we got going on for the rest of the week.
For the start, we have in Game 6, down 1-0. Connor McDavid got his team all square.
We see you, Connor. And then Warren Fogle.
3 goals in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And Michael McDavid, the 26-year-olds, taking 1-2 in the 2015 draft, going head-to-head tonight. McDavid must win. Michael has Game 7 in his back pocket if necessary. Knights ice the puck here.
Icing.
7:36 to go in the first.
I don't think we can understate the importance of this game for McDavid and Draisaitl especially.
And I appreciate you helping out with the Twitter side. Same thing with Cyberpunk. We'll see if we get some people to come through. Oh, awesome. How are you doing today? Happy Mother's Day. This matchup here with Edmonton and Vegas, you know, obviously, you know, everyone's got their favorite team, and sometimes people are only going to focus on, you know, just that. But as far as the playoffs in general for the NBA and the NHL, there's been some surprises and some things that we assumed that would happen. But this particular series has been good, and we ended up getting off to a lot of goals right out of the gate. Oh, what a save. Skinner with a save. I see you, Skinner. I see you, Stewart. What's the estimated time of arrival? A month from today, or roughly around that? Did you do it off the NHL team shop, or just like the Kraken team shop or whatever through the NHL? 6 minutes left in the first period. Wow. 9 shots on goal for the Oilers, 7 for the Golden Knights, 16 hits for Edmonton to Vegas' 6, and then faceoffs 1, Edmonton 9, Vegas 7. No penalty minutes yet, no power playing opportunities just yet. Oh, good. That's good to hear. 2 to 4 weeks. Nice. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but I've been, doing a lot of reading, watching a lot of sports, and then obviously, I called my mom and I talked to my stepmom and whatnot, and I'm gonna be able to stop by on Tuesday. She's got something going on, obviously today and tomorrow, and then she has to go to the doctor tomorrow. Otherwise, I was gonna take Paisley and bring Paisley tomorrow, but we're gonna wait till Tuesday around lunch time, and I'll come through and bring Paisley, and Paisley will run around in the house. My mom will laugh and freak out a little bit, and we'll eat a little bit of lunch, and it'll be a good day. So, but other than that, it's been incredibly hot here in Oregon, another 90-degree day plus. But I put the AC unit in yesterday, so it actually was kind of comfortable in the house. And like I said, we don't really have the sun directly on the, through the windows and in the unit, which is nice. So the place before this one, the sun hit it directly, and it was miserable. I mean, it felt like, it was 100 plus almost every day. And I don't know why it took me so long to get an AC unit instead of just sitting there and just being fucking miserable for a few years, instead of getting one. But now, like, once you have one and you know what it feels like in that comfort level, I don't even know how the hell I could live without one, honestly. Makes things so much more comfortable for y'all.
And good spots and getting on top of us. That's part of it. And I think now we're starting to execute a little bit better. A little more pace. I think.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, honestly, how many people are buying jerseys right now? Most of the people already have their jerseys, and they're wearing them. They're rocking them. So I don't know how many people are buying jerseys unless you're like at the game. You know what I mean? Or let alone if you're getting a custom one. Most people would probably have done that at the beginning of the season or the middle. So you're probably one of only a couple that actually has a custom one. You know what I mean? There's probably people out there that do it like you, but I would assume there's not that many people like asking for a custom one at this point in the season where the season could be over on Monday. Hopefully it's not for us Kraken fans, and we can keep it moving. So that's maybe why you're going to get it a little bit quicker. There's not a backload of a bunch of jerseys with people with requests like that. So good for you, right? To be able to get it quicker. I mean, regardless if we end up having our season end or not, that'll be something that you can have for the rest of your life and rock, and it'll be awesome. I'm a little jealous. So we think alike, right? Yeah. The asthma. Kraken and Stars at 5:00. I am going to have to do all my prep after this game is over. I'm going to take Paisley for a walk once the sun sets and it's completely dark, and we do that. But, and I assume this one could go 7 as well. So this would be the first one. But I was really hoping that the Kraken game would be at like later, like, 6:30. That way it gives me a little bit more time. But I'll do all the prep tonight, and then I'll make the thumb and everything, and then we'll be good to go tomorrow. I'm super excited, but also, we have to make sure we have the right mindset, knowing that, I want us to win, but it is going to be very, very difficult. But you have to hope that we bring our best performance. And like I said, out of 10 opportunities playing Dallas on Game 7, right, on the road, we might win 1 out of 10, maybe 2 at the very most. And that doesn't mean Seattle's not good. It just shows you Game 7s when you're on the road are almost impossible to win. It's so difficult. Just ask the Philadelphia 76ers on how well they did today on Game 7, even though they looked completely even with Boston the whole series. Oh, what a save. 112-88. And some people thought Philadelphia could go all the way. They said, well, if we win this game against Boston, we can beat Miami and we'll compete with Denver or LA. But when you lose by 24 on the road in Game 7, it shows you, superstars and the fans show up at home. It's very rare where a home team drops an egg and does shitty at home. But sometimes it does happen. Just ask the Colorado Avalanche in the first round. We beat them, so. That's a fact. Oh, 3:45 left. But when I watch these two teams play, I don't think, I don't know if I'll watch more, as we go through the series, but I'm not sure if you have a Stanley Cup champion out of one of these two teams. I'm still rooting for Florida to get there on the opposite side of the bracket. I think that would be amazing just based off their Cinderella story. Of course, the ultimate for me would be the Kraken, obviously, versus Florida. But what are the chances of that happening? Probably slim to none. But I think Dallas is better than Edmonton and Vegas, in my opinion, like based on what I've seen. And I'll continue to do more reading and research and watch. And I mean, these teams are good, but we will find out, I guess, in the next round or depending on what happens tonight. And obviously, I know Florida would be the biggest underdog thing of like ever. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you can beat Boston, you beat Toronto, and you can keep that energy up, I mean, who's to say that the Cinderella story is going to end? Oh, what a save. Shep in the building. How are you, brother? What's good? Just grinding, man. Just grinding it out no matter what it is, It could be hockey. It could be basketball, baseball. John Morant flashing a gun on IG again. Idiot. Boston Celtics and Tatum, 51. Real deal, Holyfield. No surprises there. Celtics Heat is better than the Nuggets and Lakers, as far as watching ability. I mean, if Denver had maybe a player that was a little bit more flashy with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and the Joker, but it's just like they're just a defensive rebounding team, not really that exciting to watch, a kind of a poor man's Spurs when they had Duncan, but less entertaining. But when Denver's offense is clicking, then they're almost impossible to beat because you already know they're the best defensive team out of all the teams left, and they can rebound just as good as anybody. And then on this NHL side, we have a nice 2-1 matchup with the Oilers and the Golden Knights with 2:15 left. Yeah, well, no surprise, Game 7s. I mean, sometimes people, wonder like how I'm able to come up with so many predictions. And of course, I'm never going to be able to get scores exactly right. I'm not fucking Marty McFly. I don't have the goddamn almanac. You know what I mean? But as far as winners, I feel that I got a pretty good gauge on it. Even if it's a sport that I might not be as familiar with, if I break down all the stats and I look at the analytics and I look at the history, usually I can get a pretty good assessment on what I think is going to happen. Oh, yeah. Kachuk. Michael in the building. How are you, boss? No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for showing love like that. It's, since this is my full-time job, it's been a rough 2023. And anytime that we can get people to show love like that and they genuinely mean it, it means a lot. And I know we are the most slept on sports channel on YouTube. At some point, we will get a push. And people will know who we are. And it's not just me. It's the people that are in the room that make the channel so special. I honestly feel that person for person, we probably have a little bit more on the intelligence side than a lot of other channels. We got a lot of smart people in the room, a lot of passionate people in the room. And I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, dude. And like I said, I think it also shows, with me that I can do anything. It doesn't matter if we talk about food, we talk about rap or rock, if we talk about pop culture, or I can, throw down on any event, even if it's something that, I don't have a whole lot of experience in. I take this shit real seriously. So, I'm trying to learn the names and go through the teams and the history, and obviously when you get the HD 4K photos, it makes it exciting on top of that as well visually. Got the thumbnails on lock now, and it's just a matter of waiting for my time. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. But I feel like I am, one of the most versatile that's on YouTube. But there's not many people I feel that could do what we're doing here on most channels that cover sports, because most of them can't do everything. It's just the bottom line facts, or if they were to try to do everything, they won't because they're scared or they know that they're not going to be very good at, trying something new, If you believe in yourself and you put in the time and the effort, right, you can, do anything. I mean, I'm a good example of it. I never did fucking NASCAR, right? I never did NHL. I didn't do MLB, but I feel comfortable doing it. It just depends on if you believe in yourself and you got good people around you. Facts, baby. All right, we got 20 seconds left in the first period. 2-1 Oilers. Thank you, Michael. So normally we get a dono before the first hour is up there, and sometimes it just takes that first person to show love and appreciation. And Michael is kind of one of the newbies here, but anytime someone will say something like that that's heartfelt and they mean it, it does really mean a lot. So I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, man. $10 holla, bang, 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 boom, 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 bang, bang. And I'm happy that I'm able to make work a little bit better. I do have a lot of people that work, late, work graveyard, or they're just working, and then, they can pull it up on their phone while they're working. And I love to be able to interact with the fans. I'm accessible, and, you're not going to get any biased takes here. And I really do appreciate you. You got a particular favorite player? Whatever you want. It could be hockey, it could be NBA, NFL, MLB, NASCAR. Fuck, it could be whatever you want. But if you got something that you love that you want me to throw up on the screen for you, even if it's a NHL player, past or present, or whatever you'd like, I got you. $10 dono. All right, baby. Way to get it started. I appreciate you. 90 to go to get to the first goal, and then we'll see if we can hit the second goal. Much appreciated, man. And it's just cool when we end up getting newbies, to come through. And not only to sub, but they feel like a part of the family. And again, if you're a hater or a troll, you're probably not going to last too long on the channel compared to other channels, because other channels will just accept it because they would rather have someone that's negative and a hater and a troll. But if they sub and they get views off of that, that's good enough for the big boys. But for us here, I'm not really about that life. Things are already tough enough post-COVID and, depression, anxiety, all the shit that we got to have to kind of battle with, and just stuff that happens in our life that really sucks. It's just nice to be able to come home, come to a place where you feel comfortable and you can vibe with people that are from the West Coast like me here in Oregon, right, all the way to the East Coast to New York, right, and people across the globe like Megan that's in Australia that's in the room right now, which is awesome. I appreciate you, Michael. You're the man. And I know that you're not the only one that feels this way, and it does mean a lot. And like I said, I try to help people with mental health. But again, if I can make your workday go a little bit better, don't hesitate to come and chat with me and hang out. And I appreciate, obviously any kind of dono we get, whether it be $1 or $1,300 or anything in between, it all counts, man. Appreciate you very much, man. Shep says, thanks for the dono, Michael. We appreciate you. Do you want to send it to me? Let me check. Let me see. Let me see if I have it. If I sent it to, did I send it to Sarah? Let me see. I think I sent it to Sarah, so I have to scroll up on our conversation here.
Go with heart. Go with Southwest.
Is there a messenger pigeon? This is crazy. You know what else is crazy? That SMS text you're about to send.
I don't know where it is. Yeah, if you want to send it to me again, and then I can adjust the file, and then I can send it to him, or I can put it on the screen or whatnot. So I have so many conversations that it goes through. I think I'd have to scroll up a little bit too high there. So, but yeah, send it to me again on Twitter or Instagram, and then I can reformat it. I can then send it to Sarah, and then I can pull it up on the screen. Technology, you just need to know how to work it. So, okay, cool. You did? Bro, you didn't tell me you were able to go back home. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. You get to be able to spend some time with your dog, spend some time with the fam, catch up on some shows. There's been some really good Nat Geo Discovery History Channel. Oh, yeah. I like this. All right, hold up here. All right, one sec, and then I'll crop it here real quick. Let me modify it. Okay, I cropped it. All right. So then I'll send this to Sarah. Boom, shakalaka. And then I can grab it there for my Twitter on my computer here. Oh, there you are. It's a pretty fucking jersey too. Hockey jerseys, I never really was into them just because I, obviously was into football and wrestling and baseball and everything else. But the quality of hockey jerseys are on the level of like Mitchell and Ness, jerseys through like the NFL side, some of the baseball jerseys through like Mitchell and Ness where they're top tier, right? I feel like NBA jerseys, unless it's Mitchell and Ness, it's not the same quality. It has, it's not as thick. Like if you get the Mitchell and Ness versions, but hockey jerseys are incredible. All right, let's see here. But this is her custom she got for Hack, who's the coach. Hack Stew. Good old Dave. End of the first period, 2-1 Oilers. Ooh, we'll get to put the Kraken logo up in the corner so we can be matching. Bang. There we go. Looks awesome. Like I said, if I get mine, I'll probably get a white one. But I just, I can't afford it. I mean, I can't afford to buy anything for myself. I haven't been able to buy anything for myself for a long fucking time. Like, I usually like to try to look for like wrestling figures and, collectibles. And I just, like I said, things have been so tough. It's just pretty much taking care of Paisley, paying bills, trying not to get evicted, trying to have everything just paid so that way I can continue the dream and grind it out. But it's a fire jersey. Let me tell you, I like it. Well, I think a lot of us have. Elliot's in the building. What to do? Oh, he wants some Rikishi. My guy. Dude, we have a lot of big wrestling fans here because a lot of us on the wrestling side, some of us have been watching since the 70s and 80s. So, I mean, I pretty much have seen the birth of the internet. 1995, I was 13. I seen the birth of video games with the Atari 2600, Oregon Trail, and everything above and beyond that with Nintendo, Sega, Super Nintendo, and above and beyond with Nintendo 64 to now with the Xbox and the PlayStation. And then also seeing the birth of wrestling, to go from the Hulkamaniacs and Andre the Giant and Roddy Piper and Ultimate Warrior and the Bushwhackers and Demolition, Legion of Doom, and then going into DX and NWO. It's a lot of cool people, based off age. You can definitely tell how much it's watched. But yeah, let's get some Rikishi up. Nice choice. I'm not sure if it'll be a stink face photo, though. He's like, oh, Rikishi. Rikishi with Too Cool or just Rikishi? I mean, we almost got to be able to have them together, right? Grandmaster Sexay. Brian Christopher. Scotty Too Hottie.
How do you explain this crazy start in a game we think teams are going to lock it down that is critically important, yet we're playing like it's a wild game in October? Well, I think
what's good, Elliot? How are you, brother?
But they haven't. But I think one of the reasons is Edmonton's got a really inexperienced team. They got inexperienced defense. And one of the most experienced defensemen made a loose play into the middle of the ice there. And sure enough,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I think addiction is, there's a lot of people that have addictions. You just got to be able to find like the right addiction, like addiction to improving yourself, addiction to exercise, and once you can find those good things, addicted to reading, if you can end up being addicted to something good rather than drinking or, drugs and other things that can like really derail your life, that's when your life will start kind of turning a corner. That's facts.
Mission report is presented by the first ever all-electric RZ. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
I appreciate you for that $10 donut. Oh, there we go. I can hear the music in my head as soon as I see it. And then you see like Scotty Too Hottie doing like the worm and whatnot. It's just so sad, with Brian Christopher, being passed away and whatnot. And it just shows you like, in sports and in wrestling, it's just like sometimes you just see a photo or you watch a match and it seems like it was yesterday when those guys were alive and around. And, it's just kind of sad on how quick some of these wrestlers end up losing their lives, either to addiction or PEDs or steroids or something that happens in their life. That's facts. He said the Ho Train, the Godfather. You know it, baby.
Double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, I always tried to work the system and whatnot. I mean, I really wasn't a big school guy. I mean, obviously, when you go there, but I feel like I have more like street smarts and whatnot. And I always was kind of like a businessman and kind of a hustler, a grinder. Like, I had a job. My first job was at like 11 or 12 years old, doing crawdads, crayfish with my dad and his friend. And I was making $20 an hour, back when I was like 12, working for like 3 hours. So it was like an hour there, an hour back. I wasn't getting paid then, but they would give me free snacks like corn dogs, big gulps. And then I would get paid $20 an hour for 3 hours of work, which was pretty awesome. I was getting more money than any kid, but the whole reason I did it, just so I could buy my own school clothes. I wanted to buy the new Massimo shirts or Red Sand or the Nike shirts that were different colors that just had the Nike swoosh. So a white one, a black one, a blue one, that was my motivation to work. So that way I could have my own clothes. But yeah, and maybe not history books, but maybe flipping over the back of baseball cards, basketball, football, hockey, wrestling, and looking at the stats of those things. That's what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you always got to see some of the, oddball pairings where someone normally never dances, but then they end up having like a little gimmick where they would dance with them. Very cool. Absolutely, brother. Oh, yeah. Scotty Too Hottie with the worm. Oh, no, bro. How bad is it? What's going on out there where you live? Storms and tornadoes. Where's Mick? Is Mick with you? He ain't at Papa Murphy slanging the pizzas in a tornado, is he? Elliot's like, I need food tonight. I need a free pizza. Well, hopefully everything is good. Is the internet out or the power is out? You have power? Like, or is power out as well? Stay safe, my brother. Stay safe. But I appreciate you, man. It's always cool to be able to get, new people to find. And honestly, we've had more growth, for me doing baseball and hockey streams than when I was doing because NFL and NBA are so oversaturated. So I'm always going to try to tap into, everything that I feel that is worth doing, whether it be NASCAR, MLB, NHL. But we've gotten more, subs and more positive feedback, obviously on the MLB and NHL side. But now, since I've figured out all the thumbs moving forward, I should be able to, as long as YouTube, suggests me as a recommendation or, they help me out and promote, no matter what I do moving forward, the thumb is going to look good. It's not going to be a 5 to a 7 thumb. Every thumb is going to be a 8, 9, or 10. So, and that's a big part of it now. You got to be able to, attract those people, that initial first look at your thumb and whatnot. And it's kind of sad because there's a lot of people that have thumbs that look good, but when you go to the actual stream, it's not good at all. So, it's kind of like clickbait, but people have to be able to, click into it to see. They got Connor McDavid here on the screen. And if there's anything else that you want to see, let me throw up another Rikishi for you. See if I can find another. Oh, here we go.
Were you trying to use the screen there? What did you see on that goal?
Yeah, just trying to shoot the puck. That's all. Thanks, Connor. Thanks.
He's like, don't talk to me now. I'm trying to win this game. He's like, you're trying to interview me right now? Don't. Ooh, there we go.
Absolutely. This means a lot to him, obviously. Yeah, he's at the point of his career now where he really needs to get some wins in the playoffs. Dom mentioned that. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for him to win a Stanley Cup with all the things that have happened throughout the course of the season, right, in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I appreciate that too, and I feel that, we can apply the channel here to people that are as young as 10, 12, 13, 14 years old. And we got people that are in their 90s that watch this channel. Like, no lie. So, half of the channel fan base is under 40, and then half of it is over 40. So I feel that, with me doing phone sales for pretty much half my life, I mean, I know how to talk to people of every race, of every age, and it really just comes down to, honesty, loyalty, respect, and, just being able to vibe with different people of different cultures and just finding common ground, whether it be sports or wrestling. And if you have that common ground, and you have the respect, it'll be easy to be able to find people that you can vibe with. There's just so many people out there nowadays that are just haters and people that troll. So, it is what it is. But so far, so good with tonight. 2-1 Oilers. We're going to be going into the second period. Mick Foley. Oh, yeah. That's true. Well, not all of them have the determination, to be like a hardcore legend. He sacrificed his body more than any other wrestler. I mean, Terry Funk and some of these older old school guys really ripped their bodies apart. But with Mick Foley, he never really had like a normal wrestling body. He was a little bit thicker. I wouldn't say necessarily he was fat and chubby, but he was a little bit thicker of a wrestler, right? But it didn't matter. He showed you how hardcore he was with the things that he put his body through. I mean, hell, the Undertaker throwing him off a cage, his tooth going through his nose. He's literally broken almost every bone in his body. Yeah, big facts. Oh, that is right. He got the welding job. He upgraded. Oh, okay. Okay, no problem, bro. I'm going to be here for, another 2 hours probably. Like it's going to be, until this matchup is over. So $10. Let's get to a hundo. 90 to go. I'll throw up a Mick Foley for you. And that's a big reason why I use Mick Foley with the, with the donations and everything as well. When we end up going and using this, bang, bang. Like I said, I had other versions of it, but, I got a lot of respect. I mean, especially if I'm going to be showing them up on here, these people have a pretty big influence in my life, regardless if it's someone like Tommy Boy, Chris Farley, but, there's always going to be favorites that you'll see a little piece of my personality sprinkled in every stream. That's facts. All right, let's get a Mick Foley one in here. Now, out of Mick Foley, who is your favorite out of all of them? Were you a Dude Love guy? Were you a Mankind guy in the Boiler Room? Or were you a Cactus Jack guy, or a little bit of everything? All right, no problem.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know.
All right, no problem. Release the Kraken, baby. Talk soon. Mick's making the bank. That's awesome. Good to hear for him.
If it hurt and you feel sometimes like pinching off a porcupine, you're sweating, you're next to the blue. Carly says the brand you need to soften stuff for all the breed.
I mean, for me, in wrestling, I think probably, Mankind is my favorite, and then probably Cactus Jack after that, and then Dude Love. Because obviously I'm more of a heel guy than a face guy. And then obviously when they did the Rock and Sock connection with The Rock, brilliant. Like normally The Rock is not going to team up with someone like that, but just based off the comedy and the Sock and who Mick Foley is, it worked. You know what I mean? Like 2 really dynamic personalities, and man, I miss that time. And also the Boiler Room matches and him grunting and wheezing and making weird noises, and just being different. That Mankind character was awesome. It's one of the best ever, just like the Undertaker. Like it was a great time to be alive, to be able to watch that in person. Big facts. The most hardcore wrestler of all time, Mick Foley. Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Sweet photo right there. That's for you, Michael, my brother. I'm going to go check up on Paisley real quick before we get going here. Just to make sure she's okay. I imagine she is.
Just not the urgency you'd expect from them. Little too sloppy coming out of their zone, especially near the blue line. Feeding the Oilers transition. They're so dangerous with those kinds of plays. So this could have been worse for the Vegas Golden Knights, but instead, they're still within 1.
Trying to force the Game 7 is Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. That would be Tuesday night. Up 2-1 after 20. They outshot Vegas.
All right, I'm back. Paisley is snug as a bug. All right, baby, let's go. Second period underway. I am excited. Let's go.
That trend continues in this game for Vegas to slowly take over this game.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I love me some Mankind. 2-1 Oilers up on the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is up 3-2 in the series. 19 minutes left in the second period. Michael is in the building. Appreciate you, man, very much. I love being able to, meet new people too. And sometimes you got to, branch out from what you're familiar with, and you have to take risks. You have to be able to do the research, and, you just have to be able to believe in yourself. And obviously, I could have just stuck to just football, right? But I feel that I would have missed out on a lot, especially meeting great people. So, and I've really embraced, doing baseball and hockey, and playoff hockey is fantastic. I'm not sure if there's anything better than playoff hockey besides maybe playoff NFL. That's on the same level. Facts. Oh, really? I like it when they do those programs on, I think it's like A&E, when they go over like Stone Cold Show where he does all those, jobs and everything. But then they also look for like the missing memorabilia that they used to have back in the 80s and 90s. And then they interview some of the wrestlers, and they're looking for some of those pieces that have been lost in time to collectors and whatnot. It's very cool. Oh, yeah?
We talked about the advantage for Vegas at 5-on-5, leading these playoffs in goals for and goals against per minute in those areas. But for Edmonton, the urgency has to be to continue that forecheck pressure, AJ, that you were talking about, and force Vegas to take penalties.
Go across that Barbershop. What a pass. Barbershop couldn't quite connect. Now 3-on-2 come the Oilers with a trailer. Cece, right side of the cross.
17:55 left in the second period. Let's look at some of the stats. So we got 15 shots on goal for the Oilers, 7 for the Golden Knights, 27 hits for the Oilers to Vegas' 11, and 13 faceoffs won by the Oilers. Vegas has 9, no penalty minutes. They need to be able to get into a power play, Vegas, to be able to take advantage, but they're kind of playing behind the 8 ball. They're playing with house money tonight, and the Oilers are playing like their backs are against the wall, and this is a must-win game because it is. You lose, the season's over, so they're playing like it. Elliot, running for president, he says. Let's go, baby. Connor McDavid. Will he score again? Very highly likely. See if the goalies have settled down as well. Stuart Skinner. Love this photo. And that nice little side photo of the artwork with his helmet. And we'll go with Vegas. Oh, here we go. Oh, good save. Skinner with the save. Nice job. And we'll see if Captain Jack Eichel can get it going. All right, Jack. I didn't spend all this time prepping for nothing, baby. I got you. So thanks, O-Dog. Appreciate that. That'll be the photo once he scores right there. No Jonathan Quick tonight. Aiden Hill struggling a little bit, but we'll see where it goes. That's a fire one. Team shots are always cool. I always like looking for like the celebration stuff, to take it to the next level. All right, baby. That's cool. Yeah, I've never seen anything on that stand-up side, but seen the books and everything too. Matt's like, the only shops I go to are the outlet, Adidas, and the supplement stores. Yeah, the only stores I go to are the dispensaries. I wish I was joking about that. That's one of the spots. I got to keep my mental health on a good note. We live here in Oregon too, so obviously everything's legal and it's fantastic quality. It's like Safeway, the dispensary, Petco. It's like food, dispensary for goodies, Petco for Paisley. That's the routine. That is the routine. Hey, you got to keep your mental health on a good note, right? You can't always be like this, right? Sometimes you got to, and then eventually that'll lead to this right here. Life's a garden. Dig it, brother. Brother. We haven't had to do this too often, which is good. 16-11 left in the second period. 2-1 Oilers. We just got to see if Vegas can get aggressive in this second period. This is really their make it or break it period for them. And we'll see if the goalies can settle in a little bit too, because holy hell, 3 goals in the first period. I mean, I know we've gotten as many as like 6, where it's like 4-2 in a period, which is crazy. So it came off like, really out of the gates hot, but they started to settle in those last 10 minutes. I mean, all the goals were within the first 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh, he got it. Hey, you talk about it, right? You talk about it, and then it happens. There it is. There it is. Jonathan, man. Wow. That was awesome. It's like the sports gods are like listening to everything I say. They're like, oh, okay. Is that how it is? Yes, that's how it is. He's like, well, we better respond for him then, huh? Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, you don't need to respond literally 30 seconds after I say something, but I appreciate it. Jonathan. Marcusol. Okay, Jonathan. Nice job. 2-2 with a wrister assisted by Babashev and Captain Jack Eichel. Very crucial period for them. Sports gods listened. Bang, bang, bang. There it is. I'm happy that it's a nice competitive matchup too. It's a great way for a nightcap to end that way. Nobody wants to see, a 5-0 matchup, at the end of the night, Whitey in the building. How are you? We're knotted up now at 2. 15 shots on goal for the Oilers, 11 for the Golden Knights, 31 hits for Edmonton to 13 for Vegas. They really need to start being more aggressive in the third period. Obviously, once we move on here from the second, and then face-offs, pretty close. That's what's keeping Vegas in the game. It's 15-12, and no power plays yet, no penalty minutes. So, how are you doing, Whitey? What's good, brother? I hope you're doing well. He said, shoulder stunner. Yeah, ESPN ain't even worth the time. Mr. Moneybags. Good to hear. Yes. Yeah, Eichel set it up. Look at that right there. Woo! Oh, Captain Jack. Nice job, bud. That's what Vegas is feeling right now. It might be just temporary. But it's 2-2. Edmonton just trying to force game 7. What's good with you, Whitey?
My name is Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. We bring heirloom corn products from Mexico to every kitchen. I chose my
How many games have you guys won in the last like 5 or 6? What's your record for the Cardinals, Sarah? Are you guys like 5-1 or 6-0, 4-2 in the last 6 games? You guys are starting to turn it around.
And I reinvest my 2% cash back to help grow our business with new products, like our tabletop masa mill. My Spark card helps me fulfill my mission of bringing masa to the masses. What's in your wallet?
Oh, wow. 333.
You know what else is crazy? That SMS text you're
Starting to turn it around, huh? That's good to hear.
Ray Mariotti here. Used parts, eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Hey, Dave. Yep. Wait, how are those new wipers?
They're small.
Just go to eBay Motors where the check is a guaranteed fit. That's right.
Well, the Vegas Golden Knights have evened up this game, and you're going to see that interchange here. You see the defenseman McNabb go up high. There's the tip that AJ mentioned from Barbashev and Marchessault, who went up high, came down low, confusing the Oilers defenders and jumping on that loose puck.
That was Shea Theodore with the initial shot, his 5th assist of this postseason. He's been Marchessault for 2 goals in game 3. Those are his first 2 goals of the postseason. He gets another one here. Theodore just keeps it in. No, he doesn't. But just cleared the blue line completely.
You know, the scary thing to think about, guys, is we're talking about Vegas' depth, and Marchessault and Ross
Let's go.
only started to heat up in the last 2 games. So if those
Fucking
guys-
Jonathan. Much assault. 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists, 1 point in the previous 7 games since game 3 versus Edmonton. Nice job.
Line offense for this team. Hopkins on the try side of the Yamamoto.
Ooh, high stick.
From our vantage point,
6 wins out of the last 7. Nice. He was getting booed at home. Uh-oh. That's not good.
over his dome. Live, it didn't look that high, but it was. Excellent.
All right, we're in the second period. 13-13 left. Knotted up at 2. Very competitive matchup between these two teams. Edmonton is just trying to force game 7. But Vegas is good enough to end the series tonight, and they're definitely good enough to be the favorite to win game 7 at home. I guess it just depends if Edmonton can bring the fire for all 3 periods. Otherwise, the Golden Knights are very capable of just ending this shit in this game. Good defense. Kansas City. They can't be any worse than the Oakland A's, though. Even though Kansas City's right there with them. Good deflection there. Here comes the Golden Knights. Paisley just snugging on the couch, waiting for Dad to be done. Oh! Oh, my God. Again? Wow. Unbelievable. 3-2 Vegas. They're saying we're trying to win right now. Skinner, liability, and goalie. Wow. Marchessault again. Unbelievable. 3-2. Well, I'm glad Yelich is, getting back on track. Unbelievable. Okay, Vegas. They're like, we're just trying to end this now. $11:55 left in the second period. 3-2 Vegas. They've gotten hot here as of late. They've scored the last 2 goals within the last, 3 minutes? 4:26 and at 7:44, and now we're at 11:51 left.
How much they make a difference. Watch Aiden Hill. He's going to poke this puck out. And that's what sends Jack Eichel up the ice and creates the goal for Vegas. Just a little play from your goaltender, poking that puck through the forecheck, sending his team in transition, and Vegas takes advantage again. Marchessault is Johnny on the spot.
Padres are falling off. It's a long season, bro. You know, obviously when you're a baseball fan, you got to think most teams don't even get going until June. Yeah, of course it's great to be off to a good start in April and May, but most teams really don't get the rhythm going until about June anyway. So 3-2 Vegas. 16 shots on goal for the Oilers, 13 for Vegas, 31 hits for Edmonton, 14 for Vegas. That's insane. And then faceoffs is dead even, 16-15. Edmonton is up by 1. And no penalty minutes for either team, which is kind of nice save.
Protecting it in the corners, beating your man to the net. You can't, if you make it too easy, maybe this is going to be 5-on-5 all night.
You know, Miss Hater. 11 minutes left in the second period. Hot day today here in Oregon, 90+ degrees, back-to-back days. I mean, if I didn't have a fan or an AC unit, I don't know what I would be doing right now. But we went to the nature park today early at like 8 a.m., me and Paisley. So I got to be able to, walk by the river, go on the trails, listen to the birds, spend time with some other dogs. It was a good feeling. Went to this nice spot underneath the bridge where they have a little water with rapids. It's a really cool spot, except Paisley gets all crazy when we get down there. I can't off-leash her because I just don't know if she'll run away. Like there's this like off-leash dog area, like this big, like, the size of a couple football fields, and I let her go, and instead of her like just running for a little bit and turning around, she'll run like all the way to the bridge, which is like almost running like towards like a football field length till I get there. So I was like, well, if you're not going to be able to be the disciplined, I just can't let you loose, assuming that you're going to come back to me. So I know she gets excited when we get out there, but I mean, this forest in this like area is huge. I mean, I don't think I would like lose her in it, but I guess it just depends on how far away she runs away before she turns around and notices dad's not there. 3-2 Vegas, 8 minutes left in the second period. Another save. Marchessault. Yeah, if it wasn't Jonathan, this game is over. Jonathan is playing like this, like a champ. All right, going to a commercial break. Whitey, what do you think about the John Morant situation? I assume that you've seen that. I mean, I assume, if you feel that, you're untouchable and invincible, I mean, at some point, once they do something drastic, take away his money or, suspend him. I mean, there's one thing. It seems like they, obviously he's not taking it serious. So, I mean, what do you do in that case when someone doesn't take it serious? It's not like you can ban him for a year. Well, I get, you know what I mean? Because obviously they need to make money for their organization and put, money in the owner's, hands and whatnot. So if you did something like that, maybe the NBA would want something like that if it keeps progressing. But obviously for ratings and money, and that's typically what it's about, whether they want to admit it or not, Not smart, though. To give Derrick Rose your knees. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, especially when you've already gotten caught for it once, you know, and then you got caught again. And then regardless if it's on your IG or your friends, do you really think that people aren't going to know that that's you on your friend's IG? Like, they know it's you. You have a very recognizable look. And even though it was only flashed for like a second, people are going to slow that shit down, pause it, you know, snapshot it. You know, it's not like you're going to get away with it. And then people were saying that they thought it was Photoshop. You can't Photoshop necessarily on a IG live. I mean, I guess you could, yeah, after you take the image and you could Photoshop it there, but I mean, there's just too many angles of it. Not smart, man. And then Boston winning in dominant fashion in Game 7, which I predicted, not maybe by that much of a win, but you know, Game 7s are very difficult to win on the road. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be so even with that other team too, but that team that's got home court advantage, they feed off the fans' energy. So even if they're not the better team, sometimes that energy will, you know, give them enough to even squeak it out. Or you are the better team, the crowd is all there in full force, and then you blow them out by 24, like what happened. So 9 minutes left in the second period. Vegas up 3-2. Said sorry and, you know, wasn't going to do it again and, you know, already has done it again. So, you know, it's one thing if you're a rapper, like I was saying too, Whitey, if you're a rapper, either a fake rapper or you are from the hood and you're flashing your gun or whatever on, you know, IG or Twitter or Facebook, you know what I mean? Like you might be able to get away with it on that end, you know what I mean? Depending on if the, you know, guns are, you know, legal or illegal to have in your particular state, you know, based off the rules. You know, obviously we know like New York gun rules are a little bit more strict than other places, right? But, you know, when you're an NBA star, even if you were a scrub, like, you know, not only is Memphis looking at you, Tennessee, NBA, kids, you know what I mean? Like you're a role model, whether you want to, you know, admit it or not. You may just think you're a gangster or whatever, but not a good look, you know, for the Memphis Grizzlies with Dillon Brooks and John Morant. But it sounds like Dillon Brooks won't be back. And, you know, it's not like he made a difference for that team. You know, for like a third option player, fourth option, he really wasn't that good. Uh-oh, we got a penalty, a hold. Edmonton power play. Here we go. Finally, the first penalty of the game. Wow. See if Edmonton can take advantage of this power play and make it 3-3. Yeah, and obviously you got, you know, not good friends around you. It's like, you know, what does the other guy in the video have to lose? You know, besides maybe getting money from Ja. You know what I mean? And whatnot. You know, Ja has everything to lose. The other guy has nothing to lose, you know, besides the friendship with Ja, if he's actually a real friend or not. And then maybe the money that he's getting from Ja. But if Ja can't play, and there's no money. So. Oh, good deflection there. Right out of the power play within the first 8 seconds. A good shot on goal, but just wide and deflected. Come on, Edmonton. Oh, another one. Good save. Oh. Uh-oh. Connor McDavid went down. You know what really sucks though, Matt, is like, you know, he went to Oregon and he wasn't like that. So it's like, I'm not going to claim him as a Duck. You know, it's an embarrassment. Like, you know, it's like, dude, you were a guy just like John Morant, glasses, kind of nerdy. You know what I mean? Then you just go to this team and everyone turns into like this ratchet type of person, like where you have no authority for rules and you think you're some kind of gangster. Like, Know your role, bro. Like, you're in the NBA. Stop. It's like NBA players want to be rappers and rappers want to be NBA players. Like, just stick to what you are instead of pretending to be something that you're not, But I guess that's what happens when you get fame and you get money and you have access to, party things, drinking and clubbing and partying, drugs and all that, It's like when you're hanging around a certain crowd, if you are mentally weak, or you're, not smart, and you can't make good decisions, it's, one thing escalates to another, and this is not a good look. And the thing that probably is the worst, though, is the kids, because now all the, the youth, whether it's, black youth, white youth, Mexican youth, anyone Asian that looks at him as a role model. I mean, so it's pretty much like saying, yeah, having a gun is cool. It's like, bro, you got to be smarter than that. Like, even though if you want to live that lifestyle, don't have it on IG Live, you idiot. Like, do it in private if you're going to do that stuff. $10. Let's get to a hundo. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully we can get there. 90 to go. We'll see if we can get saved before the game is over. $6:45 left in the second period. 3-2 Vegas. Whoa, big one-timer. Nice job by Aiden Hill.
Especially against these guys. What a great post check by him and tracking the puck through it. Right now, it goes over to his left. He's trying to find it. And another big save by him. You see that action in front. And Don, to your point of trying to adjust and not worried about the guy, whether it's Zach Hyman or whoever in front. Some of that's a little tough for these guys because they've had a goalie who left too. Trusting your goalie right now, that's one thing that is a little bit tough for them.
Edmonton power play, 22 seconds left.
Well, McNabb, for me, we only two goalies, and it was only 2 games ago that McNabb screened his own goalie, and the puck goes in right by him. So, to me, you leave Hyman there. You saw that play from McDavid when he attacked the net front. Petrangelo was concerned about Hyman on the back door. He let McDavid walk right in front of the net. So, to me, it's a no-brainer adjustment. It's always easier said than done. Coincidentally, the Carolina Hurricanes, who are the standard for penalty killing right now in the National Hockey League, they do exactly what I'm talking about. They leave that net front guy alone, and that allows them to establish way more pressure on the puck carrier than those passing plays around the zone.
All right, 5 seconds left for this power play.
Standing up in the penalty box. Now back on the ice. 4 shots on goal.
All right, let's look at the stats. 23 shots on goal for Edmonton, Vegas with 13. Edmonton with 34 hits to Vegas is 17. And then the face-offs, 19-18 Edmonton. So Edmonton is winning every single category, but they're down by a goal. So we'll see what happens here. Icing. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, baked potatoes with money. Especially if you get one from a restaurant. It's got like the chive and everything else in there.
The regular season franchise high, 111 points. The second time they reached the 100-point mark. The first in their inaugural season, they had 109 back in 2017-18. First team in the West to hit 100 this year. The only one to pass 110.
All right, 5:31 left in the second period.
As they won the Pacific, Bouchard blocked by the stick of Marcia showed up, broke the stick in half. So go get another one.
David Draisaitl back out there together.
Good call, AJ Velasco. And there's Draisaitl. What a stick by Eichel, diving across to deflect that up into the netting.
We've got a 3-2 game here in Vegas. Aiden Hill holding strong for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, it's just you hope that you don't have like someone that's going to be an idiot once they make it to the pros, representing your school or whatever. But he was nothing like that. Like I said, it all happened when he ended up going to Memphis. I don't know if it was just Bain and him, Dylan Brooks and John Morant and the rest of the teammates. You know what I mean? But once you have one teammate, that is a certain way. I mean, sometimes that rubs off on another person. And then all of a sudden, instead of having one guy that's a little crazy, then you got 3 or 4 of them and, things kind of escalate. But they definitely are going to be the villains in the NBA for a number of reasons moving forward. So, and I think a lot of fans that really enjoyed, John Morant early in his career, aren't going to be rooting for him or the Grizzlies ever again. So, Vegas 3-2 dominant, and we still haven't even gotten Eichel goal yet, but we may. Captain Jack. That one's cool. I like that graphic.
Well, this Edmonton Oilers power play has been such a story in these playoffs. I think it's worth revisiting what I mean in terms of the adjustment on the penalty kill. You watch this setup, keep an eye in front of the net. You see Vegas has defenders stationed right beside Zach Hyman. He has to move up. What that does is it allows the other Golden Knights players to be able to apply pressure. If it goes left or it goes right.
I wish the Mariners could have got a dub today. They started off kind of strong, but then as the game went along, I mean, it's hard to sweep anybody. I don't care who you are, even if it's the Tigers, to sweep anybody is very, very difficult. It's not easy. So I did kind of have a feeling that we might drop that game. I was hoping that we were going to get the sweep, but in my back of my mind, I was like, well, we're kind of due for a loss at some point. We are the Mariners. It's not like we're a heavy hitter yet. We're just trying to get to 500 and stay above 500, which has been very difficult. All right, 5:16 left in the second period. That's a cool one, Stuart Skinner. .438. It's been very one-sided, but Edmonton needs to get some goals. The goalies have settled down, though, to a certain degree. Ooh. Cleared out by Carlson. See if Edmonton can get this tied up. That would be big for them going into the third period. Crowd has been a little quiet in this particular matchup, and there's reason for it to be quiet when you're down 3-2 in a game that you should be dominating and, obviously in good fashion. But Vegas as the 1 seed is kind of, showing that, hey, we're the number 1 seed for a reason. And, most teams would fail in this situation, but Vegas is definitely capable of winning this game on the road. Oh, no penalty. Oh, we're going to power play here. They had to be tripping there. Uh-oh. Fans are not liking that. Yamamoto. Yama, why?
Here's the non-call. You see Markstone trying to stay on side, and they're both have the right to that ice time there, ice spot there. So I think that's a good non-call, and that's the tripping call by Yamamoto.
Cal Yamamoto tripping against Brett Howden. Vegas power play. It's the worst thing that you could have right now if you're Edmonton. Because if Vegas goes up 4-2, Edmonton is not coming back in the third period. I just highly doubt it, because if it goes up 4-2, Edmonton can get 2 goals in the third. But what are the chances that Vegas gets none in the third period? Not likely. They're at least going to get 1 in the third period, it feels like. So this is a crucial part of the game right here. Okay. Three minutes left in the second period. Vegas power play, minute 40 left. Oh, good save.
Look for the Vegas Golden Knights here to try some of these low plays. They've beaten Stuart Skinner on some wraparound plays in previous games in this series. And again, here's Eichel with that patient heads up. Sometimes, as Bruce, you mentioned, you wish he'd attack a little bit more. But again, here, Stone trying that quick play into the blue paint, looking for Marchessault on the back door.
Well, Stone has success there. Great read by Darnell Nurse. Knows that he does that, goes flat out, prevents it.
All right, Vegas, your power play. You got to take advantage. Uh-oh. 2-on-1. Oh! Penalty. Oh, my. Yep, tripping. 4-on-4, baby. Tripping.
Vegas had possession in the zone, and they lose here. They get out, man. And on the power play, they've got to have more guys than the other team, right? And then that leads to this odd-man rush 2-on-1, and that leads Theodore right there to come up with the tripping call.
So the Oilers going to try to start Kane and Ryan McLeod here. There's a minute 19 and hope that they can take advantage of the 40-second overlap on their power play.
Michael stays out there for the 4-on-4.
4-on-4. Minute 10 left with the 4-on-4. 2:35 left in the second period. Vegas leads the series 3-2, and Vegas leads this game 3-2. Okay, here comes Edmonton. It's crazy to see how much more space there is when they have a 4-on-4 rather than 5-on-5. Oh, cross-checking. Board. Wow. Right here. Right into the glass.
It's tough, too, though. We're seeing it in slow motion. It did, even in real time, you see Ekholm's frustration right there. Of course, he was at the receiving end of that 2 games ago, getting his face into the boards. But even in real time, I thought that was a penalty.
Dave Jackson, what do you think? Those boarding calls are tough. What are you looking for? What's the deciding factor?
Well, I think it's a penalty. Personally, I would have called cross-checking there. He extended his arms, finally into the boards with extension of his arms. Either way, it's a 2-minute penalty. It's semantics, what you call it.
All right, 4-on-3. Oh, my gosh. Vegas. You don't see 4-on-3s that often in hockey. 20 seconds left.
Here we are, 4-on-3. Power play for Vegas with the 1-goal lead in Game 6. Looking to advance the Western Conference Final.
Oh, good save by Skinner. All right, now we're at 4-on-4. Wow. Marcia Schultz with the hat trick. Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This one might be over. Uh-oh. Vegas is like, we're the 1 seed, and normally teams do not win game 6 when, the team is legit. But if it's not legit and there's some weaknesses there, then they get exposed. Those teams that lose game 6 at home, it's you don't want it. You want to force 7, but sometimes that team isn't good enough to force 7. They just end up winning only 2 games in the series instead of 3. Wow. Nice slap shot. And he scored the last 3 goals at 4:26, 7:44, and then now at 18:36. Pietrangelo and Eichel with the assist. 4-2. Golden Knights. Uh-oh. Pittman Jr., nice. That was the worst case scenario for them with the penalties right there from the 4-on-3 to the 4-on-4. When Edmonton got their Yamamoto to come back in. But, I mean, like I mentioned just before that, they ended up scoring. If it goes to 4-2, chances are this one is over and Edmonton will not be able to come back. I definitely think Edmonton could get 2 goals, but I think 3 would be asking too much. And then also assuming that Vegas is not going to score anymore, I highly doubt that. I assume that they'll score 1 or 2 more times in the third period. Oh. Five seconds left on the power play, and we're 9 seconds left in the second period. Oh, good save by Skinner. Full strength. And you're already down 2. End of the second period, 4-2 Vegas, and they're 20 minutes away from advancing in the series. And, Vegas versus Dallas would be something else. I mean, obviously Vegas versus the Kraken would be better for me, but my goodness. Marcia Schultz, 3 goals. The last 3 goals, all of them in the second period. If there's an MVP in the matchup, it is Jonathan. My goodness. My goodness. All right. Well, I'm gonna go. Are you gonna take a? Are you stepping away? I got another third period to go. I'm going to go, take care of Paisley here. I'm step outside for a second. And so I'll be gone here for just a few minutes while we wait for the third period to start. And then once the third period starts, boom, we'll go after it here. I want to make sure I get her food and see if I need to clean up anything and step outside for a second. So I'll be back here in just a couple minutes before we get into the third period, and we'll go from there. But if you're going to be stepping away, all right. And then hopefully we'll get a few more people to show some love and get some possible views, subs, and donos, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. No problem. Okay. I appreciate that. Have a good day tomorrow at work, and I'll be back here on the channel in just a couple minutes. End of the second period, 4-2 Vegas.
We got this. Life is for living. Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
Introducing Domino's new loaded tots. Because we're a pizza company, we loaded them with pizza toppings. Our tots are made to be delivered. They can't just taste great, they need to deliver great.
And they're only $6.99 each, so you order pizza and tots. What else could be better than that?
It's action-packed. It's adrenaline-filled. It's must-watch. It's next generation baseball. Guardians, Mets, MLB stars take the stage on Sunday Night Baseball.
To get more hits out here, start training it here. Introducing Win Reality. Game speed pitches anywhere, anytime. Hands in sync with eyes. Confidence in sync with your progress. Be ready for real Win Reality.
1-877 cards for kids. KARS cards for kids. 1-877 cards for kids. Donate your card today. Donate your card. Cards4kids.org. That's cards with a cat. Pick up is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877 cards for kids. Donate your card today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Subway series is elevating your favorite sub. Why mess with the sweet onion teriyaki, Chuck? Man, this ain't messing. It's perfected. With marinated chicken and double cheese. Sweet and savory. Kind of like you and me, Chuck. Bye, baby. Try to refresh favorites at Subway.com.
Welcome to the Discover Second Intermission Report. Tonight, this series is about what you're willing to do to stay in it.
We do our best when we put our backs right against the wall.
Or end it.
Let's go. Bring us some energy. Make up the difference here. Score! Michael the playmaker.
This is the Stanley Cup playoffs.
With Timmy Trumpet, the captain Mark Messier, I'm Steve Levy. Scratch for your program lineup, PK Subban and Chris Chelios. I just have no idea. Like, I'm sure they're going to come back before the Stanley Cup final. It's a little lonely out here. A lot of space, a lot of time to teach, a lot of time to talk. So that's a great period by Vegas. Special teams plays a massive factor in that second period. And the Golden Knights look like they want to go back to Vegas without the Oilers coming with them. So they're a great place on every goal, but there are mistakes to be made as well.
Well, there sure are, and you can exactly see why. Well, let me show you.
Yeah.
Because you can see why. So they're having a tough time playing 5-on-5 here and getting goals scored against them. You can see everybody here is in a man-to-man situation. Everything is in perfect order right now, and as you roll it, you can see Draisaitl has McNabb, Nugent Hopkins has Marchessault, stop right there. McNabb comes back out to his point, which he's supposed to do. Marchessault comes back and fills in. Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins get mixed up. Hopkins loses Marchessault. Draisaitl should have been following McNabb up here. Instead, he gets puck watching. Puck goes to the goal. A little bit of a back break, but roll it. Marchessault goes to the net without unimpeded because Nugent Hopkins loses him. And those kinds of mistakes are just so critical in a game like this. It's important. So one of the reasons why the Oilers are having problems 5-on-5.
That's 2-2.
And you can see right here how big and strong Eichel is here. Wards off his check. Marchessault makes a great play on Draisaitl right here. It strips him of the puck right here. Now we're back into man-on-man situation. Everything is fine. Everything's okay. Draisaitl's got Marchessault. CC's moving in. Even CC and Nurse get mixed up here. Everybody's strong position in the middle of the ice. Defenseman covered. Go ahead and roll it. Watch Draisaitl here. Gets puck watching again. All three guys. Time to help them. Down fundamentally and basic coverage, and at this time of year, that should be so basic knowledge of how to play those and non-negotiable, and that's why you practice over and over and over and over again. So when you get
It's pretty good.
When we were a motorized,
All right, I'm back.
they said that's fine for the streets.
Dusk in the building. What to do?
They say motorcycles are one thing.
Oh, Jonathan went crazy. I had a feeling that it was going to be a pretty good matchup and whatnot, but yeah, Natty Hattie.
They've challenged us to do without offense. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
I want to go step outside real quick, check up on Paisley. And we got one more period to go. But Vegas, flexing their muscles. Normally, if your team is legit in a must-win game in Game 6, right, you win. There's no other way to go about it. Hi, Paisley.
Wow, that's like really good. Or am I just acting? Taste it for yourself and find out. Oh, yeah. Bring my gun to your community park. eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Say you'll need headlights and the bumper. At least you can skip the car wash. Just go to eBay Motors with check into guaranteed fit. That's right.
We're making Italian beef sandwiches. First, let's prep the meat.
No beef. Perfect. First, we gotta get the ingredients. You can order it with your fingertips. You got tinfoil, right? We get groceries. DoorDash.
Good morning. I'm Peter Davidson, not Pete, because before 11 a.m., I like to keep it toned down and simple, just like Taco Bell breakfast, with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla. Nothing too wild, just like me, Peter Davidson. Isn't that right, co-host Rhonda?
Co-host?
You're on Breakfast with Peter. You're my co-host.
Are we on TV right now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Hey, Daddy. What's the ocean? I guess we don't know what's going on for what. Is the ocean warm?
Yeah, it's very warm.
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
Welcome back to the Discover Second Intermission Report.
Edmonton Oilers 20 minutes away from potentially the end of their season. Thanks to Jonathan Marchessault, a natural hat trick, leading 3 consecutive goals, all coming in the second period. Second career postseason hattie for Marchessault. Here's Vegas leader Jack Eichel with our game.
Another assist for Jack Eichel tonight. 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points in your 11 games. Again, Jack, it's a long time coming for you to experience these huge, big games. You look so calm and comfortable out there. How do you feel in these big moment games?
I feel good. Just trying to play my game, just enjoy the moment, stay in it, and stay present. And yeah, it's been fun.
Jack, we thought you guys maybe were a touch sloppy in the first period. How were you guys able to settle in the second?
We just got our game going. I thought we played a little bit more in their end and limited the turnovers coming out of our zone. And
He did.
Led the offense. So we're going to need to do that in the third. We know they're going to have.
Oh, no problem, man.
Jack, special teams have been a huge.
All right, no problem, dude. Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you.
You guys had a big kill there, obviously a power play goal. How much
Oh, bro, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was huge. Our kill you know, our kills been
Paisley. It's always good to have some snug time.
Good things, and, you know, I don't think we got rewarded statistically as
Oh,
well as
Paisley.
we would have wanted, but you know,
She misses
there,
dad.
obviously, their power play is dangerous. Guys stand in the box here in the third, try not to give them any momentum, but yeah, that was a big kill for sure.
Good luck in the third, Jack.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to get started here in just a moment for the third period.
He's been strong. For a guy that hasn't a lot of playoff experience here, he's got his fingerprints all over this game. I'd like to see his eyes, though. Let's get cap up a little bit more. Right? When they get interviewed there, maybe a no hat roll.
Maybe in the next round.
I want to see the player's eyes.
20 minutes away. Moving on. Vegas Golden Knights. Third period is next. You want to discover second intermission.
All right, we've got a few minutes to go right after this commercial break. Then we'll go through the third period. And I mean, this one I feel is pretty much over because at this point, you know, at this point right now, you know, you're up 2. So Edmonton can feed off the crowd and maybe they can get 2, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold the Vegas to get nothing in this period. And that might be the difference. So, and I haven't even really had to worry too much about Captain Jack. But he hasn't really had to do a whole lot besides assist. I mean, it's been Jonathan, back to back to back. So, Marsha Schalt. Okay. I'm going to go grab Paisley a treat. Come on, Paisley. Let's get a treat. Come on.
Unless you treat dandruff regularly, it will keep coming back. Try Head & Shoulders. It contains zinc purifiol, which fights the germ that causes dandruff, and when used regularly, helps prevent it from coming back. For up to 100% dandruff protection, use Head & Shoulders.
How do we know you'll love pretzel crust? Because this person begged us to never tease them again about their precious pretzel crust. Well, guess what? Pretzel crust is back! Or is it? Nah, seriously, it's back. Maybe. No, it's back. It's a maybe.
This is new Roundup Dual Action. This stuff doesn't just kill existing weeds down to the root. It keeps working for up to 4 months, from the first days of spring to the 4th day of July. From summer beach days to pumpkin spice lattes. From sweltering days to sweater weather days. Roundup Dual Action kills existing weeds and keeps on working for up to 4 months. That's 120 days of days. Guaranteed or your money back. Roundup Dual Action. This stuff works.
We've seen what you would do for a Klondike, so we're raising the bar.
All right, we're getting started here for the third period. And for Edmonton, they're going to have a championship kind of performance here to even get it to 7. I feel like the fans have already checked out. The players have checked out. We'll see what happens here, but it definitely feels like the 2 seed is dropping the game to the 1 seed today. And normally, like I said, if you're a good, solid, real contender and not pretender, and you're down 3-2 and game 6 is in your building, if you're a true contender, you win every single time. And if you're a pretender, you lose at home. And we may be seeing Edmonton fall off as the last Canadian team represented in the NHL playoffs tonight go down. But we will see. Anything is possible. Connor McDavid goes crazy. Who knows? Maybe they can find a way to hold the Golden Knights to get nothing, and they can get it to 4-4, go into overtime and fucking pray that something amazing happens. So I guess it is sports, but just the way that the game flow has been and with the goalie play as well, I just don't know if you're going to get like Connor McDavid 2 or 3 goals, to give you that magic like you got on the opposite side today. But it is sports, right? But it doesn't feel like we're going to be getting to a NHL Game 7 in this second round matchup.
No one is ever fully prepared for what lies ahead.
CA in the building. How are you? Well, he lives in Hawaii as well. So not only is it Hawaiian food, but it's actually in Hawaii. So you're actually like eating top tier food when you actually live there. So, all right, here we go. Start of the third period. There's Vegas's vibe right now.
Since then, he has not handed to another Canadian captain. And it thinks so.
All right, Edmonton. Put up or shut up now. They got to play their best hockey in this third period. It's like almost you almost need Connor McDavid to go off for 2 goals or to be a part of 2 goals to be able to make this happen.
It's defensively, you look at Edmonton, when you've got these big guys out there, Leon Draisaitl tore through the beginning part of this playoff offensively.
And who's going to step up here at the very end? Stuart Skinner?
He gets pushed off, he misses his coverage there on that.
Or
First goal, and then here he just,
Aiden Hill?
he's played a lot of hockey. He's a big, strong guy. He should not let anybody be able to push him off as he's in March.
3 goals by Jonathan Marchessault. And that'll be the difference. Who knows? Maybe he'll get Joe. He'll get 4 like Joe did in Game 1 versus Seattle. Pavlovsky. All right, here we go. Third period. 4-2 Vegas, and Vegas leads 3-2 in the series. Edmonton needs a miracle in this third period to get this to go to 7 games. It's not impossible, but I mean, how many scenarios does this game play out to a 5-4 Vegas loss, and you get 3 goals by Edmonton and Vegas gets none? You know, I don't know what the probability of that happening is, less than probably 1%, but oh, now they got Jack Campbell in. Oh, they made a swap. No more Skinner. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got to get a Jack Campbell now. There it is. There it is. All right.
The question in the third period will be, how will Vegas handle the McDavid Draisaitl super line? Because they've been put together here.
If there was any period for Connor McDavid to step up, it's right now.
But expect to see them together for the rest of this game, as long as it takes for them to scratch and claw their way back into this game. And for Vegas, as I said, you can weather the storm when those two are on the
Stuart Skinner out of there. Jack Campbell in there. But it definitely feels like the 1 seed in Vegas. I mean, you normally don't see a road team in a Game 6 in an extended series have a score like this. Normally it's flip-flopped. It's Edmonton 4, Vegas 2. But like I said, sometimes, you know, if that team is better, you know, they'll show it, especially when it doesn't go 7 games. It's like, you're good, but we're 4 wins good. You're 2 wins good. Happens in the NBA quite a bit too. Or you just get fucking royally embarrassed like the Sixers did today. It's like Game 7 is Game 7, but again, you can think the series is even, but when someone drops 51 and Tatum, and then they get that Game 7 win by 24, not 12, it definitely sets a statement. Like the Miami Heat are good enough to win 2 games, but probably not 3. And it'll probably be Celtics in 6. That's what my vibe is telling me. But in the NHL, anything is possible in this particular year. I would love to see Florida in the Stanley Cup, but we'll have to wait to see if that happens. But they have the momentum, that's for sure. All the Uncle Mo. 4-2 Vegas, 18 minutes and counting in the third period. All right, let's look at the team stats here. We got 30 shots on goal for the Oilers, 17 for the Golden Knights, 38 hits for the Oilers, 18. 20 more hits than Vegas. Unbelievable. And then 25 faceoffs won for the Vegas Golden Knights, 23 for Edmonton. So they're pretty close, and they both have 4 minutes in the penalty box. So they're even there. But shots on goal for Edmonton, having 13 more and being down 2, surprising, but also having 20 more hits and being down by 2. It's not normal. Feels like a Vegas-Dallas scenario. I mean, I'd love for the Kraken to win on the road, but I'm no dummy. I know how difficult it is to win Game 7s on the road.
Going head-to-head.
16 minutes left in the third period. Vegas up 4-2, leading in the series 3-2, and they felt like they are the better team, I think, since day one. Nice fucking save. Wow. Because I think if for whatever reason we had a miracle comeback for Edmonton, Vegas would win Game 7 in front of their home crowd 100%. So maybe they're just like, let's just get it over with now. That way we can rest. And if we play Dallas, then we'll be well rested for that particular matchup. And that could go either way between Vegas and Dallas, because I'm not sure if Seattle can win that game. But if they do, awesome. But definitely Seattle would continue to be the underdog. And then if it ends up being Vegas-Dallas, I think it'll be kind of split between the fan bases and just the vibe based on both teams. I mean, I guess you could still give Vegas the nod, but Dallas is very good. 15 minutes left in the third period.
It's always the details, right? Number one, against the Oilers, keep your stick on the ice. The minute it comes up off the ice, you risk taking a penalty. The other thing is you have to maintain that assertiveness. Get on your forechecking game. That's the strength with Vegas. Play behind the offensive zone goal line. Keep it down there. That's what I was saying.
I mean, Edmonton has to get Vegas in the power play. That's really the only way they're going to be able to come back tonight. And I do think Edmonton has it in them to get a goal or two in this period. But if you get 2, right, which is probably where they're going to max out at, if they do get anything in this period, right? But what are the chances of Vegas not scoring the rest of the period? Probably not very likely. But we'll have 14 minutes to kind of play it out. Before the game, right now. And we haven't had Captain Jack score just yet. I wouldn't put it past him of not being able to get one. Captain Jack Eichel.
Those last 2 replays were great. We talked about Draisaitl and McDavid not generating a lot offensively. Both of those.
But Jonathan's holding it down. 3 goals today. The MVP of Game 6, hands down. That was crazy. Puck was in midair there for a little bit. 31 shots on goal from Edmonton. That's just wild. But they have to be quality shots. But still, it is impressive from 18 and 4 goals. But when you see 31 shots and only 2, that's rough. They're battling. Yeah, Edmonton just needs to get it out of the zone. And the crowd has been completely out of it. The crowd has been a big non-factor pretty much the whole game. And you need to have your crowd being, obviously willing you to victory in a must-win game before the season ends. So if the crowd doesn't stay in it when you're getting your ass kicked, you're never coming back. Like, that's the last thing that you need momentum-wise. And if you've given up, the coaches have given up, the last thing that can't give up is the fans. And if the fans go quiet, then you're done. But it's very rare to be down 4-2 and have the crowd still be able to act like we're up 4-2. I get it, but you can't. Oh, but it can't be completely quiet like it's been. I mean, you got to be able to have faith when you don't believe. The fans have to be that blind faith, even if they don't believe it. At least cheer, stand up, wave your towels, be energetic. And once you get that first one, sometimes that second goal will be right afterwards, within like 30 seconds to a minute and a half after. Sometimes. I think sometimes hockey players forget about that. They just get too like emotionally attached to what's happening right now, which is, I get it. I understand. But that's when you can tell what the teams are like mentally disciplined the best. Oh, I'm just grinding it out, man. Happy Mother's Day. Right now it's 4-2 Vegas. I always have everything in the ticker down below, so I always update everything there. But yeah, 4-2. And yeah, just trying to grind, whether it be NASCAR or MLB or NHL or NBA. We're not in football season, and wrestling still is something that's done every month. But, obviously NFL and college football, I'm missing it. But, at least right now with the NBA and NHL playoffs, it actually has been pretty entertaining. There's been some upsets, and yeah, I'm just grinding it out, man.
Almost squeaked through.
All right, 11:45 left in the third period. Vegas up 4-2, up 3-2 in the series. Must-win game for the Oilers. But the fans have been totally taken out of this matchup. And again, game 6, if you're a legit contender, you win this game 100% of the time. And then you end up just dropping that road loss in game 7. But if you can't even win game 6, then obviously there's the separation gap between the talent level on how they've been playing right now. Oh, just wide left. 11 minutes to go in the third period. Vegas 4, Edmonton 2. All right, now the Oiler fans are finally waking up. I saw that. Cool. Yeah, usually, I don't know if it's just because it's Mother's Day. I mean, this is the first time that I've done these two teams. I typically do the Kraken, and obviously it'll be a little bit more, not as slow and stuff. I mean, some people will hang out and talk, others just watch. So I'm not sure if it's just because of the Mother's Day vibe and everyone's tired and they're just getting back from what they're doing and whatnot, or they're sleeping, getting ready for work, or they're working. But I mean, I got to grind regardless. And you just got to hope people, will show up, say what up, and we'll end up having a good night. Ooh, big hit into the boards. Good to see you stop in, though. All right, under 10 minutes in the third. Vegas 4, Edmonton 2. We had a hat trick earlier by Jonathan Marchessault. Oh! Nice save. Aiden Hill with the save. All right, we're going to commercial break. We'll go over some of the photos that we had set up for today as we're just waiting in the commercial break. Captain Jack Eichel hasn't scored himself, but has been involved. And I thought maybe we'd get a Jonathan Quick, but Aiden Hill. Started off a little shaky, but then, kind of gained his bearings. But Vegas looks like the team. I highly doubt that we're going to get nothing from them, but we'll find out. But the energy from the building, obviously, it was taken away early when they scored the first goal, but then it ended up being 2-1. But giving up 3 in the second period by the same guy, that pretty much killed all hope, I feel. I mean, it's one thing to get the first goal with Riley Smith, and then you bounce back with Warren and Connor McDavid. But then Jonathan with 3 in the second, and that's pretty much the difference. Yeah, Aiden Hill has done very well.
And the question all season long was, how would the Vegas goaltending hold up? And Hill has been outstanding here tonight in the third period especially. You know what? I talked to Sean Burke earlier today, the director of goaltending for the Vegas Golden.
32 shots on goal for Edmonton, 19 for Vegas, 43 hits by the Oilers to the Golden Knights 20. And faceoffs are dead even, and penalty minutes are dead even at 25 faceoffs won and 4 penalty minutes. So it's pretty even overall. Ooh. Yeah, they need to be able to put Vegas in the penalty to get an advantage here. Shot wide left. 9 minutes to go in the third period. 2-on-2. Ooh, nice save. Nice save by Campbell. Crowd is just way too dead for them. You got to start cheering and giving them that momentum and that energy. Like, this is the last game of the season. If you don't cheer in the last 8 minutes, when are you going to cheer? On your couch? But I figured the Canadian crowd would be a little bit more upbeat, but and they are the last Canadian team left in the NHL playoffs, the Oilers. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Connor McDavid, you got to do something. $7:20 left in the third period. 33 shots on goal for Edmonton, 20 for Vegas. But Vegas has been in control firmly since the second period, and they haven't looked back. Yeah, this one's coming. This one's coming to an end. Yep. Even the chanting is half-assed there for the fans in Edmonton. Got to be stronger than that, man. Big 7, Kraken Stars, 5 p.m. I will be doing that. And then Game 7 for the Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights would be on Tuesday at 6, but pretty sure we're going to be done here in just a couple minutes. Out of play. Wow. That would have been big. Commercial break.
We're reinventing our network.
For total confidence and complete control.
Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. United States Postal Service. Is our messenger pigeon. This is crazy. You know what else is crazy? That SMS text you're about to send. It's wide open. Yeah.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Your morning coffee. Hot, delicious, comforting. But by the 3rd or 4th cup, your stomach might not feel so good. If that sounds like you, replace your afternoon cup with 5-Hour Energy. It's perfect for when you're feeling coffeeed out. Coffee in the morning, 5-Hour Energy after. Your stomach will thank you.
I'm going to go check up on the pup here real quick, and then commercial should be over in just a moment.
Motivated to win. That's always what I want to do in this league.
Come on, Connor.
Leave a lasting legacy and be considered one of the greats to ever play. You got to win to do that.
His season is on the line, and he came close to making it a 1-goal game here, boys. Oh.
Yeah, they've had great chances in the last couple of shifts, and Edmonton has been certainly up to the task and a lot of chaos in front of the net right now, a lot of bouncing pucks. And Oilers hoping for the
All right, here we go.
get back.
All right, last 7 minutes to go. Edmonton Oiler fans, are they even there? You can barely hear them. .6:30 to go until Edmonton's season ends. They need a magical performance here at the very end if they want to be able to hang tough, but they've been dominated by Vegas today. Good save by Campbell. 35 shots on goal for the Oilers, 20 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Big hits, 44 for the Oilers, 21 for the Vegas Golden Knights. A big differential there. And then faceoffs is almost dead even. 27-26 Edmonton. Penalty minutes, 4 minutes each. So
Normal shooting motion. He's on his backhand. He goes to backhand the puck, and he gets poke checked by that goal as he's releasing it. But it's still a normal shooting motion. It's considered a follow through.
That's no penalty for Jen O'Rourke and Western College. There are situations that it's dangerous.
yeah, especially in a game 6, game 5, game 6, game 7, the fans definitely make a big difference in venues when you're at home in those games. But this is the quietest game 6 crowd I've heard in all of the playoffs, NHL or NBA. I'd probably just assume that they would be up 4-2 and they'd be able to keep feeding off that energy. But when you give up 3 goals to the same guy in the second period, I mean, that was the difference. All right. 5:20 left to go. I mean, nothing as far as like when you feel momentum in sports, but not, you know, like you don't really get a feeling with this particular team in this third period that they're going to be able to do it. I mean, they've been leading in a lot of the statistics, which is surprising with the shots on goal and the hits, but it just hasn't translated to goals in this game, which is wild, especially being at home. They're not playing like it's a desperate game, a desperation game where your season's going to end if you lose. And that just shows you how good Vegas is as the 1 seed. Oh, a good save. 4:45 left. Oh, another good save. Get it out of there. 4:25 to go. .37 shots on goal for the Oilers to the 21 of Vegas. Oh, McDavid with the backhand. Oh, they're trying hard now. But this is like you can't start playing with 4 minutes left in the third period. It's a little too little too late. Come on, Connor.
Thinking, of course, it's going to go in. Aiden Hill swallows it up. Not much second chance for him.
Cashback is good, but double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you earned at the end of your first year, which is cashback at its best.
All right, about a commercial or two left, and then we'll be wrapping up the matchup. We'll be doing the Kraken and Stars Game 7 tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then we'll figure out the rest of the schedule in the week as far as NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs, wrestling, and everything else that we do. MLB as well. We'll sprinkle in a little Mariners and Dodgers too. Yeah. Well, when you give up 3 goals, man, that took the crowd totally out of it. 1 goal is one thing in the second period, and then 2, and then 3, all in consecutive order. I mean, you couldn't ask for a worse result for Edmonton at home for something like that to happen. All right, last 4 minutes in the third period. Vegas up 4-2. Vegas is ahead 3-2 in the series. A must-win game for Edmonton, and playing with house money. Vegas, if they win, then they can rest and then decide if it's going to be the Kraken or the Stars. Most likely the Stars. Just Game 7 environment in Dallas. I mean, very hard to win in that building. But it will be really special if Seattle does the impossible to do Game 7 against Colorado and Game 7 against Dallas. That's something that should be celebrated. And how rare that would have, if that does happen, like how rare and magical of a season that is. Kind of like what you're seeing with Florida. 1 Cinderella is cool, but 2 might be asking too much. 3 minutes left. Edmonton has an empty net, so they're all in here. And you usually see a team that's down multiple goals that will do that with 3 to 4 minutes left. Nothing to lose at that point. The couch is warming up for Edmonton. But that's a crazy thing about hockey. Once you get 1 goal, you might be able to get another one very shortly after. You don't typically get that in sports too often. Oh, he missed. 2:25 left. Edmonton is in the zone here. Two minutes left. Less than 2 minutes to go. Edmonton is battling. This is the most aggressive they've been all game. Just a little too late. cleared out of the zone. Minute 30 left. Yeah, this one is over. Yeah, the crowd was absolutely no help tonight whatsoever for Edmonton, which is crazy because usually Canadian crowds in wrestling are way better than the United States. But I guess maybe they just got too emotionally depressed once they started seeing the lead slip away. 1 minute left in the third period. One minute left. Wide left. Good defense by Vegas. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Open net. Vegas just won 5-2. Vegas. Wow. Contender, Vegas. Pretender, Edmonton. Tough. Shit, Vegas might be able to beat Dallas. If it ends up being Dallas, they might be able to be going to the Stanley Cup. I could see that as a possibility. Yeah, but you can go along the journey with me. You know, it's like when you have, you know, friends and streams and things that, you know, you start to kind of get involved in what's going on. Even if it's not your team, you know, you have a group of people, you have fans, you know, and you start to, you know, build those bonds. And it's like, you might not care, but, you know, like I'll be watching, I'll be grinding on it. And at least I'm realistic though. You know what I mean? It's like, I can still be a Kraken fan and be like honest and genuine. I know there's going to be some that, you know, aren't really going to look at the stats and they think, oh, it's going to just be another game. If we just win this game, then we advance. But it's like not just a game. It's game 7 on the road, a team that's better than you. You know, it's like you really have to hope for a biggest collapse possible. Grubauer plays like a fucking animal, and then all the guys get going, and you get something between 4 and 7 goals on the road in game 7, which is not likely. And that is the final score. Vegas 5, Edmonton 2, and Vegas moves on. Edmonton goes to the couch. Cyberpunk in the building. How are you, bro? What's good, brother? Just grinding, man. Slow night a little bit. You know, I don't know, just the Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. But, you know, I figured that I'm not taking days off. I can't afford to. I have to put in that effort and grind. And Sarah dipped out and you know, a little while back and just finished up the game. How are you, bro?
The entire Vegas Golden Knights organization for what they've achieved here, as you said, 4th time in 6 seasons to the conference finals.
I imagine you saw the whole like John Morant situation today. IG with the gun again. Not good. Boston Celtics beat the Sixers by 24. Not surprised. I am kind of surprised about how big they won, but game 7s at home are another animal. You know, that's why with like betting, you have to go back and look at history. But I can throw some wrestling photos up and whatnot. Oh, you did? Oh, cool. Well, like I said, I normally end the stream, you know, a few minutes after the game is over. But I can chill for a little bit. You know, like I said, I don't know how much time you got or whatnot and stuff, but I can throw some like wrestling photos up or whatever we're thinking and stuff for a little bit. And I'm going to have to make my way to the store. I think I have to go get like a Lunchable or something for girlfriend's daughter for school. But 5-2 final. It's pretty exciting right out of the gates with the matchup. But when you get 3 goals by one guy, Jonathan Machachot, that took the crowd out of it, and then you already knew the Vegas Golden Knights were with the belt. They ain't champs yet, but they feel like a Stanley Cup team. I know Dallas will say otherwise, and Seattle, we're just praying that they can do something. But is that what we're doing? We should, bro. I haven't seen any in a while. Like we haven't done, you know, I have to have the right people in the room to be able to go over the vibe. And if they're not in here, you know, sometimes maybe I'll do it, but you know, we've been sticking to kind of games and whatnot, but that's like the best thing I've heard all day. Yeah, hot weather too. We had 90 degree weather 2 days in a row. That's like really, really crazy for us here.
Against a team like that, when you get 20 guys in, I could be more proud of those two past games. I think we responded well, we played the right way, and we got rewarded.
Jonathan, you're an easy guy to root for because nothing's ever been given to you. You've earned everything you've got. Coming here to Vegas, you're given
Man,
an opportunity.
I haven't had anyone say something like that besides like some old school wrestling stuff in a while. Oh my God. Dude, you like that photo of haystacks that I found, bro? I figured that not many people would appreciate that. Anytime I find something 80s or 90s related, I'll send them to you or Odin's son. Sometimes my boy Justin. Like I found really cool photos of vintage Gatorade bottles, the glass where it has Michael Jordan, actually the image of the Bulls and him on the glass, like on the wrapper, fruit punch and like lemon. Bro, I like literally had a flashback of me drinking out of that glass because they went from glass to plastic. But back in the day, it was the glass, just like Snapple, made it taste better. And man, seeing that label, and then I was going through some other stuff and I saw the haystacks and I was like, oh shit. I was like, not many people would appreciate it, but I knew Cyberpunk, Odin, they would, you would at least be like, whoa, oh, it was cool. I don't know. I'm a nerd like that. I guess, you know how it goes. You know how we do. I like to nerd out on old things and stuff. So, but it I didn't even search for it. Like it just popped up through like some of the people that I follow. Like I follow a few like old school wrestling people that will do like vintage stuff. And of course, when they post something amazing, I'm like, yes, I will like to look at this. And it definitely brings me back, man. Like it's hard to describe, man, especially when it's like 70s, 80s, 90s. It's glorious. So good. Cheeseburgers are good too. It has been a minute since we did like a food section where we would grind out and do I miss it, man. But like I said, you have to have the right people in the room at the right time with the right suggestions that have that vibe that, that we've done this before. And
it doesn't matter if it's in the goalie or D or forward, it's just next man in and we just keep pushing forward.
Hey, safe flight back to Vegas. I know you'll watch tomorrow. You either get Seattle or Dallas next. You'll have home ice. Enjoy it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Jonathan Marcis, what a performance. Tonight in Game 6, as yet another team moves
all the burgers.
Goes home. We are down to 5 possible Stanley Cup champions. And all 5 will be an interesting story. Any of them. Panthers, Hurricanes, Eastern Conference Final. Vegas.
I'm selective on the photo. You know what I mean? It's like part of my reputation. I can't just put like all of a sudden go from this like massive burger to like something from like McDonald's or Burger King. Can't do that. We have to go top tier, baby. Like at the special restaurants and whatnot. Oh, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was very light. We ended up having, I think, like one. From one of the newbies, at like a tenner, and then Sarah left early, and then like I said, I know it's Mother's Day and everything, but I was actually going to watch that tonight. I didn't get a chance to fully watch it. I clicked on it and started to watch it, but then I had to take Paisley for a walk, so I need to watch it. But I do appreciate you. Should I watch it right now? It's not another like behind the camera thing that he did, is it? Thank you, Cyberpunk. And I like I said, it means a lot because there's just so many things you gotta line up and everything. It's like after one bill gets paid, then you're like, oh, I got it never ends, as you know. It just one thing leads to another. I appreciate you. $90 dono to save the day for us to be able to hit the goal today. The number one supporter to the brand. You already know who it is, the champion, Cyberpunk. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. And that's how you go from not hitting the goal to hitting the goal. Bang, 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 $90 dono from the OG, Mr. Cheeseburger himself, Cyberpunk. You the man. Should I watch it now? I probably should. But like I said, I clicked on it, and then I started to, and then I couldn't finish it. And then I ended up watching that Rob Van Dam, Masato Tanaka that I sent you, if you actually watch that. Normally, I'm not going to send any Hogan stuff, to anybody, even though like Hogan was a big part, of the NWO to me and original Hulk Hogan stuff. Cause obviously we know outside of wrestling, there's been some bad stuff associated with him, but whenever it's like some old school photo that I haven't seen in a while, or like the Coco Beware and whatnot. Oh, yeah, this is the actual footage of him. I seen this on the internet. Yeah, he's like wraps his hand like around her and like kisses her cheek and then like does it again. Like, yeah, I seen this. Yeah, so that's exactly what I saw in the video. Yeah, what a creeper, dude. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just to be, because like I said, I won't be biased. I just watched it. Yeah, I've seen that same footage, but probably like 30 seconds of it, based on when it first leaked or whatever. But yeah, what a terrible human being, man. Like, be better, bro. And it's like, did he not think that he'd be on camera? It's like him and John Morant think they're invisible. It's like, dude, you can't be like kissing people when they don't want it, and you can't be flashing guns on IG and then say pretend sorry, and then like a month and a half later do it again. But I think that Dallas is heavily favored against us. But if we win, the magnification of us winning is huge. It's like as big as what Florida is doing in the hockey scene on the other side of the bracket. So like I said, it's like it's not likely we win, but if we do, it's a huge thing, bigger than normal. But if we lose, right, which we probably will, like Dallas and Vegas, like I could definitely see one of those teams winning it all. I would love to see Florida make it. Just based on the Cinderella story, I would love Seattle, Florida, but the realization is that's like a dream scenario. Not only one Cinderella, but two. You're asking a little bit too much. And Vegas and Dallas are amazing. Like once you've seen them play, they are very good. But even though Vegas has dropped the ball a little bit, by watching them and seeing them, they definitely look like they could win it all. They look like they could win the whole thing. And honestly, whoever they play, on their side of the bracket on the West, that's going to be the biggest, I feel, test for them. I feel that whoever they play there will be easier, harder than when they end up going to the Stanley Cup. Because if they end up playing whoever, from the Eastern bracket, I think that if Vegas makes it, they might win in 5 or 6. Like they might just mop the floor. They might do, I don't think sweep on any side. But if Vegas makes it all the way, I mean, even if it's against a hot Florida team, I mean, maybe that's when Florida's luck runs out if we get that scenario, or if it's a different team. But I based on what I've seen and what I've read and what I've, with the highlight package, they look like they're the real deal. But if Dallas wins, Dallas is good enough to compete with the Vegas. But I know Vegas is 1 seed. But yeah, they're very impressed with, and also, to win, on the road, right? To win on the road in a game 6, dude, that already gives you like, I'm a champ. Like teams don't do that unless they are the real deal. So pretty impressed with that. I see you.
For myself, just to kind of bounce back, and I was relieved. I was happy about that, just to get another chance. Because
Tom says Vegas winning the cup could be. They definitely look like a team that is top tier, no doubt, regular season and in the postseason.
I was really excited just for the moment.
What to do, brother? Big win. And it feels different this year. Like I said, you if you just like, follow a team or you've seen their journey, or you've watched a few games and done a lot of reading and seen, but this one feels a little different. Like this one feels like can get there, but then also can win it all. And I'm not sure if they've had that feeling in a while. It's like even if you end up losing, in a round a little bit before than you want, but it feels a little different. And I'm not even a Vegas fan. I'm just trying to be a fan from the outside looking in. And it feels like, this one feels legit, like contender, just like the Boston Celtics are a contender to win it all. You already knew that going in, them in Milwaukee. Giannis got hurt, right? Then he came back, missed the free throws. They didn't have to worry about them anymore, right? And then you just obliterated the Sixers at home. So Maybe we get Boston, Denver, but the NBA and then the owners and the people that make the money, they are going to be probably pulling a fast one. Maybe not like Donaghy style, but they want Boston, LA, because they want, those are going to be more ratings. If someone is an outsider and they don't give a shit about the NBA, and Boston and Denver is playing and they're hyping it up, an outsider is like, fuck that, I don't care. I don't give two shits about Denver. But if it's LeBron and AD, it's either you love the Lakers or hate them. You love Boston, you hate them. And they had the rivalry with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird back in the day in the 80s. That's going to bring ratings because they're like the Dallas Cowboys, those teams. You either love them or you hate them. You're rooting for them to win or you're rooting them to fuck up and, like they normally do, right? Like that's kind of how sports goes. So, Denver is not a sexy matchup whatsoever on the NBA side. It definitely would, it's going to bring more people that don't give a shit to watching the finals if it ends up being Lakers Celtics. So we'll see if the referees go heavy with the Lakers and then they just have to hope that Denver, doesn't have crazy performances from the Joker, right? Or from their role players, which we'll see like Michael Porter Jr. and with Jamal. So we'll see. Embiid.
That's why basketball is played foul. So, we just need everybody to just, try to keep finding ways to get better. And,
all right, we're going cheeseburgers, I think, huh? Is that where we're going, Cyberpunk? We're going cheeseburgers? I appreciate the $90 representation. Helps out a lot to go from not hitting the goal to hitting the goal. Appreciate you very much. Have you got another thing that to go? I mean, I still got quite a few I can go through. Man, we haven't cycled through these in a minute. It's definitely getting me hungry like a motherfucker, though. But like in a good way. I got the Bob Saget lookalike, the 20-pounder with the caramelized onions, just all up in the business at the top there. Bun, like 5 times bigger than the dude's head. That's wild how many patties are in there. Like 20 pound. Oh my God. Because I talk everything. 1 minute we're talking NHL playoffs, Vegas 5, Edmonton 2, and then I flip the script fucking 30 seconds later, and then we're looking at fucking cheeseburgers. Deal with it. 20-pound burger. That's what I do. That's a good one too. I wonder how many people it would take. You'd have to have like you and like 4 friends.
Another video posted on social media.
Oh, John Morant.
Flashing a handgun while driving a car. The video was posted to Instagram by Morant's friend, Devontae Pack, who was banned from attending Grizzlies home games midway through this past season after a confrontation with the Indiana Pacers traveling party. This most recent video has since been deleted. Now, the Grizzlies released the following statement Sunday. We are aware of the social media video involving John Morant. He is suspended from all team activities pending league review. We have no further comments at this time.
Yeah, but it would be amazing to have Seattle do the unthinkable, and then play Florida. That would be my favorite. Obviously, if Seattle ended up losing, there'd be huge heartbreak. But to have 2 Cinderellas, get all the way there. I mean, I don't know if that would. I mean, of course, if you're a team of like Vegas, or Dallas, you're like, no. I get it, right? But as far as like outsiders looking in, I mean, that would draw a lot of ratings like Boston and LA would in the finals, because more people would be like, well, whose Cinderella story is going to end? Is it going to be Seattle or is it going to be Florida? So it's exciting right now. But I do kind of feel bad for the Bucks fans and Giannis. I was hoping that they would go at least a little bit further. Oh my God, Stephen A's talking. My ears are bleeding. I got to change the channel. Sorry, bro. You are the worst thing in sports media, period. So many just ridiculous people. I mean, it's cool. I understand he worked really, really hard, you know, freelancing and getting to this point, but he's more of a personality rather than actually someone that knows sports. Just screaming and yelling and talking loud and getting all your predictions wrong all the time and then getting like $8 million a year. I mean, fucking A. I mean, there's definitely people that do the research and the people that act like they do the research. Oh, my ears are bleeding. I'm about to pass out. Golly.
Vegas started to get it from somebody that they weren't anticipating being in the net. So I give Aiden Hill a massive amount of credit for playing a spectacular game. I also give the Vegas Golden Knights a lot of credit for what they've always done. And this is before Bruce Cassidy is certainly with him because it's how he coaches his teams as well. They play an incredibly structured defensive game. They have big defensemen.
Yeah, we can only have so many options. Oh, baby. What else are we thinking, Cyberpunk? I got a few more minutes before I can dip out. That's ridiculous.
They have the scoring chances, have the chances from out front. You can see how hard they're defending. You have 5 Vegas players in your screen on that one.
But it's nice. Playoffs has been very entertaining. I mean, obviously, I miss football like no other. Like no college football and no NFL. That does not make me happy. You know, it's like if it's a big part of your life, it's like it feels like forever once the season ends. And even though like the draft, you know, and it's like okay, it's like a teaser though. It doesn't feel, you know, it only gives you like a quarter of really what you fully need week to week, but it's going to be wild next year, like it is every year.
There's going to be 3 lines almost every single line, or maybe 2.5. In this game, you're playing with David Draisaitl 24, 25 minutes. On the other side, you come out 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care if you don't get the secondary production, the underlying players. You can see defensively, Edmonton just doesn't have it, especially even the top players at times, because they're playing so many minutes.
Oh, said the champ is here, the burger champ.
Exposing them and leaving them vulnerable to defensive breakdowns, and it happened in this game. Edmonton got more offensively.
All right, no problem. Go Kraken. Release the Kraken, baby.
Let's not kid ourselves. The Vegas Golden Knights are a great team. I don't think anybody's shocked that they beat the Edmonton Oilers, but anytime Connor and Leon are out of the playoffs, and this is probably, in my view, the best team they've had since they've been there. And we talk about the guys they brought in recent years, this year, whether it's Hyman and Kane and Ekholm and others, you know, they were right there. But Vegas is a beast.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Vegas is a beast. I agree.
It's the 4th time in 6 years. Yeah, it's remarkable what they've done.
And the burger is not just about the meat. It's sometimes about the bun, the condiments. You know what I'm saying? Like a good bun that stands out. Then you go to Flavor Town with the sauces, and then you get the ones that have like egg, and it's not just straight cheese and burger.
Yeah, you know, it was an interesting start with.
In Hack we trust. It's gonna be fun tomorrow.
We kind of stuck to our game plan. I thought the first period Edmonton felt pretty strong, which we knew they would, and then I thought our guys did a great job rebounding in the second period.
This one's from like a food cart.
Game plan. We stayed pretty disciplined tonight, and yeah, it feels good.
And it looks good.
What's it like for a goaltender? 2 goals on 2 shots, but then you follow up with 39 straight saves. Walk us through the confidence that you have to just continue to do your own thing and find the success you feel like you could.
Yeah, you know, it's a hard thing you have to deal with your whole life growing up as a goalie. You bat a little out where the first shot goes in or whatever.
Oh, I don't even know what's in there, but looks good.
Your save percentage for the series, .934. What do you think of that number, considering you came in under some difficult circumstances in replacing the Lumbersville?
Yeah, no, I feel good about my game right now, but it also speaks volumes to our team in there. I mean, a goalie in the league doesn't have a good save percentage without his team helping him out. So, I mean, we're playing good hockey right now, and hopefully we can just continue that trend.
What do you think moving forward? The second level builds and how much fun you're having at what is, at this point, the best part of your career?
Yeah, no, it's been unbelievable. So hell, I'll keep a close eye on that game tomorrow and see who we're playing next. But I'm excited to get things rolling again.
Ian, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the series win, and good luck moving forward.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was huge. A lot of momentum swings through the series. Once again, probably didn't start. We got the first goal, but probably didn't start. We gave them the lead early, but good second period. We get a hang of the game here, and we played from there. So, yeah, credit to all the guys. We stuck with their game plan for 60 minutes, and it worked out. Yeah, I mean, he's...
All right, Cyberpunk, I got to get going here in a little bit. You got anything else that you want to be able to see? You got wrestlers? Anything else? I'd like to be able to show some gratitude. I appreciate you with everything, and I'll be doing the game tomorrow at
he was awesome.
5 p.m. for the Kraken versus Dallas Game 7 on the road, and then we'll look at the schedule for the rest of the week. But if there's anything else that you want to see, you let me know. If not, all good. Still owe you a bunch. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it was. We knew it was going to be a battle tonight. A lot of credit to all the guys in here. Like I said, we stuck with our game plan and came in here. We wanted to close it out tonight, and I thought we did a lot of really good things, and we earned the victory. So, hats off to us.
This is remarkable because again,
I'm gonna finish off with a few vintage wrestling photos. Maybe some Stone Cold or Rock.
They've had the second most playoff wins, and that's after missing the playoff.
Or maybe Stone Cold versus The Rock.
To the Stanley Cup final, which they lost. But when you're up there with the team that just went to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals in the Tampa Bay Lightning, I mean, it really is incredible the fact that they've been in win now mode since the dawn of their existence.
Yeah, exploded onto the scene that original year went to the Stanley Cup final. They just never looked back.
Yeah.
And this is with the retooling. After you have that class in Gerard Gallant, and you take a result with first-year coaches with the Vegas, Gerard Gallant, Stanley Cup final, Peter DeBoer, and now Bruce Cassidy, Western Conference Finals. And ownership there, Bill Foley, has had a big-time commitment to this team right from the get-go. He wanted to win a Stanley Cup by year number 6. This is year number 6, and this was kind of the blueprint going in. But you look at the team; they're not a young team. It's not an expansion team that you normally look at and kind of build up. They were aggressive in free agency.
Yeah.
They went after people. They signed people. They wanted to try.
Wish wrestling was like this again, but never gonna happen.
Yeah, the best thing to be is an expansion team. Right? Are you kidding me? You can go out and find. Vegas did this so well in the beginning when they had that expansion draft. They took advantage of a lot of other teams in getting some of the players that they got. Now teams learned a little bit of a lesson there. Seattle couldn't quite go that route, but look at the Seattle Kraken. Value guys up and down everywhere. There are huge benefits if you do it the right way as an expansion team because you're not in cap hell.
Right.
You're able to start in a way that you can find a lot of undervalued guys and build a heck of a hockey team. They did that in Vegas, but to your point, Billy, they've gone out and they've signed big-time free agents. Mark Stone, what he means to that team, Jack Eichel. You wonder the effect that Stone has had on Eichel. So many good players. So it's a great story, and we learned from the beginning when people were somewhat questioning. I wonder what Vegas would be like as a hockey town. Pretty good. Pretty good, and it's been great since. Yeah, exactly. So all they know really, other than that one injury-filled year where they missed the playoffs, is the team that gets in can make noise.
Yeah, well, they certainly are doing just that, and we saw just
The good old days.
The friendliest of handshake lines. You know, it's kind of a nice moment, right, in our game when teams come together and share some words. Well, Draisaitl, not a fan of Alex Pietrangelo, and you know what? For good reason, right? We saw some nasty moments on both sides of this matchup throughout the series.
All right, at this point, I would be able to stay on a little bit longer, but I need to go to the store to go grab a few things for tomorrow for people in the house. So I do appreciate all of y'all, especially the people that helped us hit the goal today, which is huge. So I appreciate that. Cyberpunk, you are the man. And it's just nice to be able to get to that point. Shout out to Michael for coming through and dropping the 10er and Cyber with the 90 to get us to the goal. It's really going to help out a lot. I appreciate you. And I hope that you come through tomorrow if you have time or whenever you are free. And then we'll get some more cheeseburger photos going. or some more wrestling photos. I mean, I'm always down for both options, depending on whatever we're doing on the event. So I love you and I appreciate you very, very much. Shout out to everyone that came through and liked and subbed and chatted and donated and shared on the Twitter. I appreciate you very, very much. Final score in the West second round, game 6, Vegas wins 4-2 the series, and tonight they win 5-2 in game 6. Vegas moves on, and they more than likely will play Dallas. Dallas plays Seattle at home in game 7 tomorrow, which I'll be doing at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to Matt. Good information there. Megan, Cyberpunk, and everyone else in the building. I appreciate you very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.